Hockey fans, welcome to tonight's matchup between the visiting Melville Millionaires and your Flin Flon Bombers. Your officials for tonight's game on lines is Dakota Peterson and Chase Peterson. Your referees are Dalton Vandernest and Tyler Semsishin. Not just tonight for the Millionaires, number 21 Nathan Taylor, number 22 Grady Carmichael, number 23 Hudson Binder, number 25 Wesley Golden, and number 35 Preston Patenode. Not dressed tonight for the Bombers, number 2 Jared Miskew, number 16 Ryder Muka, number 21 Connor Miller, number 22 Ryder Knutson, number 28 Kyle Marsden, and number 47 Hudson Breho. Starting a lineup for the Millionaires tonight, up front, number 29 is Wesley Olson, number 54 is Preston Bearwald, and number 91 is Rylan Oatman. On defense, number 28 is Keel Schmalz, number 5 is Louis Nadeau, and in net for the Mills, number 31, Matt Spencer Dahl. 45, Finn Werner. Here are your Flin Flon Bombers!
Alrighty, welcome to the Whitney Forum. As you can tell, the two teams have made their way onto the ice. And the Flin Flon Bombers with 34 victories on the season, 20 of them here at the Whitney Forum. Look to do battle with Doug Johnson and the Melville Millionaires. Great to have Doug back in Flin Flon, who, by the way, gets set to celebrate his 50th birthday tomorrow. Wow. So he's getting ready for his 50th birthday tomorrow, and obviously an early birthday present would be a victory here against the Bombers here tonight, and what very well could be a first-round playoff preview there, Mike Slip. It's tight. The Bombers, of course, first overall, but you've got Melville, Estevan, Kindersley, Melford, Humboldt, all battling. They're all spots.
They're all tied, aren't they, Rob?
Well, you got Melville, Estevan, Kindersley all tied. Melford 1 point behind, and then Humboldt 2 points behind. So it's going to be really exciting. A lot of big games. All 12 teams in the league in action tonight, including this big battle between the Bombers and Millionaires here tonight.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us one land. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard.
Alrighty, nicely done here tonight. As we get set for the third meeting, these two teams have already played twice in Melville this year. They split the two games there. The Mills winning 5-3 back on October the 8th. The Bombers winning recently, their most recent game, January the 31st. The Bombers went in there and shut them out by a score of 3-0. Looking forward to this one tonight. It'll be the return of the former LaRonge Icewell captain, Zane Norman. He makes his return to the Whitney Forum as a member of these Melville Millionaires. And, of course, a former Flin Flon Bomber goaltender also will be in attendance here tonight as well. As Massimo Urbani, of course, who was with Flin Flon a couple of years back. On the bench tonight, do we see Urbani tomorrow?
I'm not sure. It's good to see Massimo back, though. I know he was struggling with illness, and the reason he left the Bombers and went home, and glad to see him back in the league.
He was 5-2 when he left a couple of years ago. He was an SDHL goalie of the week, and like you said, he had some struggles, but it's great to see him playing hockey. Great to see him back in the SDHL, and that'd be something if we get to see him play here tomorrow night. A lot of times they don't play the same goalie back-to-back nights, but we'll see what Doug Johnson elects to do, and maybe what ends up happening in this game tonight dictates that. Anyway, we're underway. That's picked up by Schmaltz, and he'll bank that off the boards back down inside the Flin Flon zone. Werner will stop that. Charlie Tripp played both games against the Clippers last weekend. Werner was going to go the one night, but he ended up getting a allergic reaction. I think there's some new laundry detergent, and
Oh, no.
he couldn't end up playing, but he's in there tonight, and he's had himself a fantastic year. Margolis will knock that one away for the Millionaires, and he'll dump it back inside the Flin Flon zone. That's picked up back in the Bomber net by Fashawn. Boy, what a weekend he had against Kindersley. Very impressive player. Yakimchuk will get that back to Arbery at center. Redirected on target. Look out. It kind of had a bit of a funny bounce there on the starting Melville goaltender tonight, which, by the way, is Spencer Dahl. Bombers will dump it right back in. Millionaires will fire that off the glass. Tight defensive team will try to do what Finland did against Canada today, try to keep everything to the outside and not allow Flin Flon much room up the middle of the ice. They came close, that big upset against Team Canada. Can the Millionaires pull the upset here tonight? Here comes Morozov. He has drop pass. He'll send Ward back inside his own zone. He'll feed it ahead. Nice to see Joey Lee's in uniform tonight. He'll pick it up across the line. Tried to feather that one in. Picked up by Martin. He scores! Right off the hop. A minute 31 in. A broken up play. And Jack Martin will jump on that like a hungry man on a cheeseburger. And it's an early 1-0 lead here for Flin Flon. Lees gets it in, kind of fanned on it, went off the D-man stick, but boy, Martin Johnny on the spot there, Mike Slip. You're impressed, and you don't impress easy.
I do impress very easy, but I am impressed. What a great shot. Just an awesome shot, and great to see Joey Lee set that up. Great to see him in the lineup. I'm shocked to see him in the lineup after the injury he sustained, so that's great to see.
Martin's 14th of the year. What a nice quiet year he's having. Flin Flon coming back from Martin again, looking for a second of the night. And there's the big glove save there. Courtesy, once again in the Mustang netminder, Spencer Dahl. They'll flash some leather on that. Lees will get one assist. Yep. And they're going to give Ward, the Bomber defenseman, the other assist. So the official on the goal, Martin's 14th. Lees and Ward scoring. 1:31 in. That gets away for Bruce. You better be careful. Morrison gets back and beat him to the play. Morrison tries to tie things up, throws it out front. That's deflected wide that time. Millionaires trying to answer that early goal here by Flin Flon. Bombers chop at it, picked up here by Bruce. He'll dunk that one in. Racing back to get it is Schmalz. Once again, the veteran Melville D-man back. They got a real big defense core here in Melville. The strength of their team. Edwards knocks it down. He's inside the Flin Flon zone, throws it towards the front of the net, and that's grabbed back on the goal this time by Bruce. Just underway in the opening period, 17 and a half minutes to go. Flin Flon a couple of shots, they got an early goal. Jack Martin's 14th of the season. Here's Jakubchuk, dumping it in deep. Racing after it was Les Bronze. Nice to see him back in uniform tonight. Edwards, though, will chip it back to center. Picked off, fired right back in. Dahl will come back of his own net, throws it there for Harkness. What a year the Melville captain's having. Amongst the league leaders in points, in particular for defensemen. I know he was really good the game I saw in Melville way back in October. Didn't see the game in January, but he's been good all year long. Gets that pass to Edwards. Edwards to center. He'll get it and flip it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Mills tried to get over on top of that one. Alexander in there tried to find it. Grab free instead here. Bombers play it ahead. Looking for Alexander. Bearwall couldn't knock it down. Schindel has it. He'll feed it back to his defense partner. As that's picked up, look out, big body check there from the Melville net. But fought after it again off the mask that time of Dahl. Rebound picked up here by Nadeau. Up the middle, he had Watson in a good position, but he couldn't hit him with the pass. Looked like Olsen got in behind the D. Here's Stitton back the other way. He'll bring it in. Back inside the Melville zone. Grab back of the goal. Mills try to push it out. Picked up back of the net that time. By Nadeau. They move it ahead, but held in here by Mounier. His shot! Knocked down in front. We got a bomber down the play. That's Rhett Ewan. Flin Flon will jump on the loose puck. Arbery bumping with his guy back of the net. There's Stitton in there crashing and banging. Good to see him back in uniform tonight as well. Mills having a hard time getting the puck out. Good pressure by Flin Flon. The blue line to Ward into the glove. And Spencer Dahl will reach up and he'll grab a hold of that. And now we got Mounier getting in here with Bearwald. Flin Flon out shooting the Mills here early 5-0. Bearwald not happy about something. Mike Slip, he's lost a glove. He wants a piece of Mounier in the worst way.
Yeah, Mounier wants nothing to do with it right now. You know, Rob, I saw a statistic today that tells a story, really, I think, of this Flin Flon Bomber team. They have one person, Joey Lee's in the top 20 scorers right now, but they're leading the league in goals.
Yeah, because I think they got like 12 guys with 10 goals or better.
199 points. They're tied for the lead, which I think is a fantastic statistic. And they're also tied for the lead on how many goals they've allowed with 114.
Bombers win the draw. A shot into the glove. Look out. Spencer Dahl had to swat that one to the corner. That's picked up here by Hicks, but he can't clear it out. Now it hits the skate, comes out. Grabbed here by Holmes. Got his first ever SJHL goal against Kindersley on Saturday night. Harkness back up the middle. That hit a skate. Melville offside. They'll blow that down with 15:27 to go. Nash Holmes has been another guy with so much depth on this team. And obviously so much talent and finesse kind of gets overlooked, but I'll tell you what, had a great weekend, not just because he had the goal, had to log a lot of minutes with a lot of injuries, and I thought he played really well.
Yeah, as we say, really happy to see those two guys back in, Lees and Stinton, after some crushing physicality, should I say.
Bills win the face-off. Schindler will send that on target. The easy save made by Trent, the first shot he's had to face in the game. The Mills hold the blue line. Now it comes out. Racing back to get it on his side of center ice that time was Cragen. He'll dump it in. Yakimchuk back of the net. He's got it. Being watched out front this time by Surly. Bombers move it ahead. Kick to center ice, but intercepted that time by Margolis. Offside again. Picked up by Morrison just inside the Flin Flon Bomber blue line. Nicely underway in the opening period. We mentioned, of course, Margolis, the big Melville D-man. Or Harkness, rather, the big Melville D-man. Fourth in points coming in tonight with 38. Got 12 goals on the year. Second most in the league, only Reese from Yorkton has scored more goals on the back end than he has with 14. So Harkness will be a big part of this Melville team moving forward to get back in the playoffs. Schmidt off the boards. Could be a first-round playoff preview, which we're watching right now, like we mentioned. Seitz will dump that one in. Icing against Flin Flon. Not a lot of flow here in the early going.
No.
Fans starting to make their way in here. Looked a little bit empty, I thought, a few minutes ago, but now it's filling up here for the big encounter between these longtime rivals. Of course, the rematch of the 92-93 championship. I know a lot of people would like to see him play in the playoffs again, me being one of them. There's Zane Norman, the former Laurent captain, as he gets set for the face-off here against another Bomber player that's been out for a long, long time. And of course, we're talking about Maverick Delisle, who did not play at all last weekend. So Norman against Delisle, face-off in the Flin Flon zone. The right of Trent, the Millionaires win it. Shot gets blocked. Seitz gets it out. Nadeau will cut this one off, and now he'll flip the backhander inside the Flin Flon zone. Bruce tries to knock it down back of his own net, being watched out front by a couple of Millionaires, and he does get rid of it. Seitz will pick it up at center. Drop that one back to Delisle. Back out front. Delisle looking for the return pass. It was almost there. That's broken up a good chance, and fired on target that time by Omer. Kicked away that time by Spencer Dahl. Ward at center. Hushka took him down. Puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. That's Omer. Feeds it ahead to Yakimchuk. He'll take a look. Back to Ward, who got an assist on the opening goal by the Bombers tonight. They'll chip it in, looking for more. Lalamere racing down here on Nadeau. Puck picked up instead, but a big body check handed to the Melville forward Drake. Puck does come out. Here's Lalamere at center. He'll dump it back in. Nadeau is there. Nadeau has it, back of his own net, takes a look. Now he'll move it. There's a bank pass. Flin Flon intercepts, so they get control inside their own zone. Ward back the other way to Lalamere by himself. He's across the Melville line. Poked away by Nadeau, who's been out there for a long time. He'll need a change. Flin Flon trying to keep the puck in deep. Big body check again that time. As the Winder gets knocked down. Boy, Melville's got a lot of big guys. Lalamere after it again. Nadeau's still there. Got the puck. Look out! Alexander almost caught him.
Yeah.
Puck set in the blue line. Finally grabbed by the Millionaires, Edwards. Edwards on top of it, and he'll get it back in the Flin Flon zone. Racing down to pick up that puck deep in Flin Flon territory is Harkness, the D-man. He throws it out front. Save made that time by Trent. L'Esperance pinned up along the boards. He'll get it free to Holmes back in the goal. Here's Holmes. Nice pass to Lalamere, again, been out there a long time. He'll flip it ahead for Alexander, broken up this time by Hicks. Hicks, the Melville D-man, gets back, plays it ahead. No man's land for Holmes. He'll pick it up, flip it back in. Harkness had to be careful. Stinton on top of him. Stinton poked it back in the goal for Alexander. Tried to come out front, puck laying there. Alexander shovels it to the blue line. Yakimchuk holds it in, throws it out front. Save made, then stuck away that time by Spencer Dahl. Flin Flon continues to work hard for this loose puck deep in Melville territory. 12:22 remaining in the opening period. It is a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. The Mills, or the Bombers also chin the Mills so far, 9-3. Finally, they'll push hard here for a face-off, and Flin Flon very determined and working very hard. Obviously happy to be back at the friendly confines, the Whitney Forum, where they're a perfect 20-0 this year.
Yeah, what a great save by Finn Werner. That last shift, and I was just looking at Mr. Harkness. He's a big boy. You're right. They are a big, tall team.
12-13 to go. Face off back inside the Millionaires zone. Dug free by Morozov. Leaves it there. Yakupchuk fired that one wide. Puck picked up by the Mills. They do get it out. Good work that time by Margolis. He can't chase it down though. Puck comes back to center. Picked up here by Joey Lees. Lees across the line. His shot got blocked. Rebound picked up. Flipped ahead. Yu comes back to get it. Flip that one back. And here's a chance now. Cutting it on net, an opportunity. They throw it out front. Great chance there as Gourlay got it out front, but nobody there to reciprocate the pass. Nadeau forced back at the Melville blue line. Here's Nadeau. Back across the Bomber line. Margolis down the right side off a stick over top of the net. Yakupchuk trying to play it ahead. Knock back to Bruce. He'll pick it up, and he gets it back to Arbery at center. Back to Bruce. Bruce cutting in. Up the right side. Throws it towards the side of the net. That's stopped here. Delisle will pick up the puck. Beats it back to Seitz. Here's Ward. In deep that time for Bruce over top of his stick. And one of the Bombers knocked down. Fans, of course, want a penalty. Anytime a Bomber gets nicked here, they expect to have a call.
I think they have a good point.
Delisle is after it in the corner as he ties up here. Another Melville Millionaire getting hit hard on the ice that time. Flin Flon able to hold it in for the time being. Now it's dug free. And the Mills will skate it out. Another big D-man and Schindel. He'll fire it in. Puck goes back to the Bomber net. That's Bruce. Bruce will leave it back of the goal. Good forecheck by Melville. They come in hard. Schindel in there. Bombers work it free. Here's the pass to Martin, who's got the goal. Back to Seitz. Seitz across the Belleville line on Harkness. Harkness loses his helmet. He'll have to get off the ice. Puck, meanwhile, bounces back inside the Millionaire zone, and that's picked up this time by Oatman. And Oatman will get it back down in Flin Flon territory. There's Mounier. In the corner, Bombers play it back up the middle. Grabbed here by Schmaltz. Schmaltz has it for Melville, fires it right back in. Ward there to get it. Oatman on top of him. Around the boards to Lesperance. Lesperance rubbed out along the boards that time by Kokoshaw. I'd have to say the average size of this Melville team's got to be 6 feet, eh?
It is, yeah. I was just looking. It sure looks like it.
These guys are huge. I guess a typical Doug Johnson team, hard on the boards, tough to play against, and they got a lot of big guys out there for sure. There's a hit by Yakupchuk as he takes down one of those big Millionaires in Kokosha. They do work it free, comes back to the blue line. Mills hold it in. Nadeau through traffic. Look out, they get it back out front, but right on the stick that time of Ulmer. Flin Flon gets 3 away. Ulmer to center along with Lesperance and Lalemire. Here's the drop pass. Lalemire got crossed up and easy pickings there. The Millionaires able to get it out. Alexander waited for it back in his own zone, got rid of it quickly. Flin Flon pushed it back to center. That's grabbed by Hicks. Back to Morrison. Drake after it. Picked up by Morrison. Drake, of course, the former Nipawin Hawk. As the Bombers will dump that one into Fashon. He had to be careful. Good forecheck by Melville. They're starting to get their legs here towards the middle part of this period. They're kind of back on their heels a little bit to start the game, but they got something going now. Is obviously a hard forechecking team, a typical Doug Johnson trademark. Fashon beats it back to Holmes, back to Fashon. Fashon will take off up the center. Here's Fashon. Across the line! Didn't miss by much. What a shot. Holmes will hold it in. He had the goalie beat there, boy. If that hits the net, it's 2-0.
Yeah.
Grabbed by Stitton. He'll keep it in. Stitton. Back up front. Oh, almost got it to go at the last second. Just missed. Walking in, though. Flin Flon getting some good chances. Melville needing a whistle or maybe even an ice. That'll do. As the puck will make its way back to side of the Melville net. And the netminder Spencer Dahl will grab that. 8:13 to go. Shots 11-3 Flin Flon. Melville trying to establish that forecheck, Mike, but have not been able to get a real good chance in tight as of yet.
No, you know, Rob, you mentioned it's a pretty scrappy game, really. It's kind of not a lot of flow is the word I'm looking for yet, but some good saves by the goalies and some big hits out there. It's physical.
No, Flin Flon is Had themselves a nice opening period here against the good Melville team.
11-3 shots, you're right. I mean, they've had a typical Flin Flon Bomber team, a lot of shots.
And the D-man there for Flin Flon just missed moments ago, a great chance there. Courtesy of Fashon, and he hits the net, it's 2-0. Out of town, like I said, all 12 teams in the SJHL are playing. Estevan, they've been red hot since they got Rennie back.
Yeah.
A 1-0 lead on Nipawin. They're already into the second period tonight. Humboldt Yorkton scoreless in the first. Melford a 2-0 lead on LaRange. No Kevin Kaminsky behind the LaRange bench as he's taken a personal leave of absence. We hope everything is good with Kevin.
Yeah.
Been a big friend to us throughout the years. Weyburn Kindersley scoreless in the opening period. I got 0-0 Warm in Battleford as well. So that's what's happening out of town. All kinds of playoff implications in all those games. And again, like I said to you off the air and to many other people, I really don't think the Flin Flon Bombers are going to know who they're playing in the opening round of the playoffs till the last day of the season.
I totally agree. I mean, keep your eye on those Melford Mustangs.
Well, they're up 2-0 already tonight. They'd love to play Flin Flon, the defending back-to-back champs. That'd be a heck of a series for the opening round.
Yeah.
Trevor Blevins had a lot of success against the Bombers in the playoffs. Never lost to Flin Flon as a head coach in the playoffs. We'll see what happens if they do meet in the postseason this year. Here's Reed Arbery. Of course, this Flin Flon team very, very deep, but we all know the playoffs, anything can happen. Bruce will push that one in deep for Arbery as well. Arbery along the boards for Joey Lees. He tries to get it free, pinned up along the boards that time by Bearwald. He's got the puck, he'll get it out. Cut off by Yakubchuk. There's Morozov. He lost the handle. That's taken away that time. Courtesy of the big Melville forward who goes flying on the play. He got knocked to the ice. We've seen him go down a couple times. Oatman, Flin Flon doesn't mind stepping into these big guys either. Puck dug free by Yakubchuk back of his own net. Flipped it ahead looking for Lees. Nadeau, though, intercepts. Gets it back to Oatman. Oatman will thread the needle and he'll throw that one in for Olsen. Olsen's had himself a decent year for Melville, one of their top offensive players. They center it out front. Intercepted again by Lees. Flin Flon gets Arbery on it to center. Morozov has it, and they'll dump it in and go for a change. 7:04 to go. Opening period, 1-0 Flin Flon in front. A big goal here early by Jack Martin. A minute 31 in. There's Mounier back. Had to be careful. Had a guy coming in on him. That was Gourlay. The Bombers do get it out. Martin after it again. He'll chip that one ahead. Racing back to pick it up is Hicks. Took a good body check, but got it out. Now there's a stretch pass, might be too far. It is icing against the Mills, and Flin Flon will come back inside Melville territory for an offensive zone face-off with a 1-0 lead, outshooting the Mills 11-3 in this opening period.
Braden Gourlay is very fast. He's beat a few Bombers. He nearly won that foot race there. He's got a lot of speed.
They got a nice, interesting lineup.
Yeah, Braden. He's a little guy at 5'10" on this team, which isn't that small.
Gourlay, speaking of him, he takes the face-off against Delisle. The Bombers win the draw. Delisle looking for a little bit of room. Hicks took it to him. And the puck is picked up and flipped around the boards that time by Harkness, but the Bombers again will hold it in. Here's a chance in front for Delisle. Can he finish up? He can! Maverick Delisle, the sweet hands out front. And it's 2-0 Flin Flon.
They show this replay. Watch Maverick Delisle.
So Maverick Delisle missing a lot of time here with an upper body injury. But boy, what a year he's had as well. The soft hands out front makes the great move. I think Spencer Dahl committed early. He hung on to the puck. And for him, that is his 15th of the season. What a goal from Maverick Delisle. What a season for Maverick Delisle.
Yeah, he's... They missed him. I know the team is happy to have him back. Doesn't look like we got replay tonight. The boys are short-handed over there.
So 2-0 Flin Flon in front on their 12th shot of the game. Maverick Delisle too much time in front of the net. And he's made it a 2-0 game here, Mr. Maverick Delisle. 15th of the season. Schindel will hold the puck in the line. That got blocked and came out. Picked up by Norman, and he'll dump it back in. Norman wearing the same number 14 as he had in LaRange. Really nice young man. I really enjoyed the interview we did with him here. His mom and dad are here to watch him return to Flin Flon here tonight. Lesperance, he'll chip that one in. He runs out of room. Now the puck is chipped back down the ice, and Sam Ward will grab it at his blue line. Ward Trying to get across the Melville blue line, knocked away. Here's a chance now for Drake. The former Nipwood Hawk races in, and a good stick save that time by Charlie Trent. Melville's best scoring chance of the period.
Yeah. You know what we should do, Rob, is invent a net guard that stays on. There's been about 3 of them out on the ice. There's another one. They never seem to stay on the players. The Velcro doesn't hold.
That and maybe sticks that don't break as easy as well.
Yeah, they seem better, but you're right, and don't cost so much.
Face off back inside the Flin Flon zone. 5.5 minutes to go in this opening period. A 2-0 Flin Flon lead. On goals by Martin is 14th and Delisle is 15th. Speaking of Drake, who had that chance, he takes the face off here against Stinton. The puck will come back inside the Millionaires zone. Nadeau races back to get it. Around the boards this time for Schmaltz. Edwards comes back, he'll grab it at center, and he'll flip it back in Flin Flon territory. Edwards comes in there, throws a bump on Mounier, puck squirts free back of the Bomber net. There's Bruce. Ahead to Alexander. The locomotive train will get it up the left side. Here's a chance now for Rhett Ewan. Ewan back out front. Alexander! Shot! Save made, Spencer Dahl! Oh, what a setup! Great give and go there between Rhett Ewan and Landon Alexander.
Mounier and Edwards having words again.
Alexander kind of can't believe he scored there, but that's a good save by Spencer Dahl. He got it on top of the blue paint here, Mike. Made the big save and was able to corral the rebound. Otherwise, it's 3-0.
Yeah, Landon Alexander missed quite a number of games too. Did he play down south, Rob?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he you don't want to get in his way, and you know, he's a rough, tough hockey player, but he's also got great hands, like we just saw there.
A lot of speed too. I don't think people realize how fast he is.
Yep.
He's had a great year as well. He's had to battle some injuries like you mentioned, but I'll tell you what, the Bombers are sure happy to have him. He's been a really exciting player to watch this year. As the puck gets kicked back to center ice, there's Bruce back to L'Esperance. He'll move it across the line here for Ulmer, but that's broken up again by Hicks. Hicks up the boards. Oatman can't get it out. Held in here by Bruce again, who's had a nice game. Back out front for L'Esperance. Look out, the puck gets away from goal! And a chance there at the sharp angle by Ulmer, and Spencer Dahl's had a little trouble holding on to that puck.
Yeah, that one was close. I see another net guard down there, but yeah, he got off the post. How about that winning goal by the Canadians today? How did that go in?
They're saying offside, Mike Slip. I don't know.
It was very close. I watched it over and over again. It looked to me like he was good, but I'm a Canadian fan. But it was too close to not to turn it over.
Bombers win the draw in the offensive zone. Here's Fashon back out front. That hit somebody. Fashon got it back. Back of the goal. Shots are now 14-4 here in the period. Edwards for Melville. Poked it ahead. Looking for Margolis, who was a step away from going in alone, but Holmes played it well. They'll get Alexander going again. Dropped it back to Ewan. Ewan, a quick chance. Good stick save that time by Spencer Dahl. Had to be quick on that one. Ulmer will knock it down. He had that chance moments ago. Tried to come back out front. There's Stinton. They'll play it back to left point to Fashon. That got blocked, but stays inside the zone. Fashon after it again for Rhett Ewan back of the goal. There's Ewan. Right point for Holmes. He knocks it down, shoots it. Good save again. Spencer Dahl. Big rebound. Stinton after it. Off the glove. Flin Flon getting more looks here. Here's Holmes back out front. Ewan trying to tap it in. Look out. He's on top of the goalie. He's going to get a penalty here. And he and Schmaltz are going to get into it as well. Goaltender interference going to be called here on Rhett Ewan. And you know what? He's just standing in the crease there doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, I think he just sort of tripped up and fell over the goalie. I don't think the Millionaire pushed him into him.
No, you don't think he did either.
No.
Bombers don't like the call, but Rhett Ewan's on his way to the penalty box.
No, the Bombers think he was pushed into him. Oh boy, the fans are not happy.
So a late power play for Melville with 3:34 to go in the opening period, trying to get on the board here. The Mill power play is ranked 8th in the league at 17.6%. That Flin Flon penalty kill amongst the league leaders again. Second overall at 85.2%, but a great chance for Doug Johnson and his team to get back in this hockey game.
Yeah, I'll be interested to watch that one later.
Margolis against Seitz. Margolis gets it back to Harkness. He'll be the table setter. Look out, that one got blocked, but held in by Margolis. Throws it in the corner. Goes over Bearwald's stick. Margolis will keep it in. Looking for Edwards back. That's picked up by Oatman. A lot of big traffic here. Melville just able to hold it in. Mark Olds races. Now it's knocked down. Short-handed breakaway. Leo Seitz it alone. Seitz! Oh, denied. Good right patch save by Spencer Dahl. Boy, Leo Seitz, a great chance to break it open there. Here comes Oatman back the other way inside the Flin Flon zone. Feeds that ahead. There's a chance there for Schmaltz. Rebound. Fired over top of the net that time. Courtesy of the Millionaire forward Edwards. But boy, great chance for the Bombers on the penalty kill, but a great save by Spencer Dahl, who's keeping his team in this game.
Fantastic save by Spencer Dahl. He had to be quick, like you say, on that one in the previous shot he took.
2:58 remaining in the period. Melville on the power play for another minute 24. They'll get the face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. Linesman trying to make sure that Mounier steps back. And we got the face-off here between Gourlay. He lines up here against Jack Martin, who's got one of the two Flin Flon goals. Off the face-off, Melville comes close. That's picked up back of the goal. Mills will try to work it back out. Flin Flon's got it pinned up along the boards here. Also battling in there is Winder. Another big guy. Melville gets it back to blue line. Chance in front. No! Shooting it. That got blocked. Winder back of the net. Kicked it out front. Picked off and sent back down the ice that time by Ulmer. Spencer Dahl will make the save. Nadeau will grab it. 45 seconds to go in the Melville power play. They're back in their own zone. Here comes Nadeau. Slides a pass back to center ice. That's picked up and fired in. Tripped out of his net. Puck along the blue line. Nadeau holds it in. Here's Nadeau. Back out front to Gourlay. He found on it right through his legs. Puck back in the Bomber net. Grabbed once again here. Millionaires have it along the wall. The blue line. Schmaltz has it. Gets rid of it quickly. Nadeau a chance into the glove. Tripp will reach down and he'll grab a hold of that and make the save.
Finn Werner.
Oh, Finn Werner, sorry. Been a long time since there's been a shot down there.
Yeah.
You're right, it is Finn Werner. With those new masks, they look very similar to me.
Yeah, they do.
Tripp would be the taller guy out of the two.
They're cool, the new masks. I like them.
Yeah, they look pretty sharp, don't
It's
they?
good to see Charlie Tritt without a Humboldt Bronco mask.
13 seconds remaining in the Melville power play. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the period. Big face-off to the left of Finn Werner. As Seitz, who had that short-handed breakaway, lines up the draw, comes back to Harkness, a chance! That redirected off of the very big forward out front in Kokoshin. Melville comes close again. They're trying to get something going here. They try to come back out front, but that's grabbed here by Bruce. Penalty is over. Ewan out of the box, and now here's a chance for Martin racing up the ice. Dropped it back. Seitz walks and scores! Leo Seitz will make it a 3-0 game. He didn't miss that time off the bar and in. Leo Seitz not to be denied that time, but what about the play of Jack Martin? A goal and an assist here, Mike Slip.
Yeah.
Another guy with a tremendous amount of speed up the right side. He dropped it right back, and Seitz is there. He makes no mistake.
Great
Flin
shot.
Flon's fired 19 shots at the Melville net.
Yeah, great shot by Leo Seitz, and like
12th
you
of the
say,
year for him, by the way.
That's the story of this team. 10, 12, 15 goals around the team.
Bearwell takes the draw against Lees. Lees looks like he took a stick a little bit underneath the mask here, a little bit shaken up off the play. Morozov will come back and grab it. Dropped it back there for Fashon. Fashon fanned on it, turned over to Bearwell. Here's Drake, who's going to get another chance. And the former Nipwood Hawk will bring it in. He loses an edge. He goes down. The puck is underneath him. And that's dug free by Holmes. Feeds it back to Fashon. Back up the middle for Arbery. Too far. Nadeau cut it off. Grabbed away this time and stolen by Lees. Lees gets it in deep. Lees out front. Yet Morozov a little bit behind him. Picked up here by the Mills, and they'll get it back to center ice. As they'll bring that puck in deep. That's scooped up and brought in that time by Olsen. That's knocked away from him. The Bombers will get it out. There's 40 seconds remaining in the period. Morrison back to Kokoshi. Knocked away from him. Puck rolls back in front of the Flin Flon net. Grabbed here by Holmes. Got rid of it quickly. Ulmer. He gets a hold of it off a skate. Les Bronx will chase after it. He throws it in. Hicks tried to pin him up along the boards. Hicks and Lesbron's battling for it. 18 seconds remaining. The puck squirts free. Picked up by Norman, and he'll bank it off the boards to get it back in the Flin Flon zone. But Bruce is there first to knock it away. Here's Yakubchuk. Plays that one back to Lalemire. Quick dish pass back to Lalemire. Just going to have to hurry. Just a couple seconds remaining. Lalemire looking to get a shot away. The Melville net comes flying off anyway. Flin Flon's going to take a penalty. They shot that puck in the net after it was off, and he's calling unsportsmanlike conduct here.
Yeah.
A penalty against the Bombers for unsportsmanlike. The referee all over that one. Did not like them shooting that puck in the net after it came off there and after the buzzer went there, Mike Slip. Your thoughts on the call?
I don't know. I'd rather see them call elbowing and hits to the face with a stick than ticky-tack things like that.
I agree with you, and that was one of the arguments, I think, not just for Mike, but the other coaches around the league, too. They have no problem calling all the little hooks and all the little stuff that seems like it's pretty minuscule compared to when a guy gets slashed across the face or elbowed and get knocked out of a hockey game.
That's right.
But
that's what it is, and the Bombers will have to kill that penalty at the start of the second period.
What a big opening period for Flin Flon, who take a 3-0 lead to the locker room here, Mike, and the Bombers were absolutely flying here tonight. As we take a look at the first period scoring summary, Jack Martin didn't take long. He scored a minute 31 in, his 14th from Lees and Ward. Maverick Delisle comes back with just a real sweet move in front. Had the Melville goaltender Spencer Dahl down and out, and he made a nifty little move on him to shovel in his 50th of the year. Vachon the assist on that one. Then Seitz comes back, the recipient of a beautiful drop pass from Jack Martin. Braden Bruce, the Flin Flon Bomber D-man, will get a second assist on that one at the 18:34 mark. Shots 19-7 for Flin Flon, who very much dominated that opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, they did. It was, again, a little scrambly. How many battles up against the board where, I mean, the referee had to be close to calling it, we saw, and choppy it seemed a little bit, but some great plays, especially by the Bombers, and 19-7 shots. With the team that can shoot like the Bombers, it's going to be tough when you allow 19 shots in a period.
And a lot of them were in tight.
Yeah, exactly, and people in front, and and that's what this Flin Flon Bomber team has done this year, and really fun to watch.
So Martin gets his 14th. Once again, Lees and Ward the assist a minute 31 in. Delisle comes back with his 15th. That's from Vachon. And then Seitz is 14th of the year. So Leo Seitz, let me double check that. I can't read my writing. 12th of the year. There we go. It's not a 5, it's a 2. I thought that sounded like too many. Anyway, Seitz is 12th of the year. Martin and Bruce the assist at 18:34. And again, the shots 19-7. Melville 0 for 1 on the power play, but we'll get a power play when we come out for the second tonight on an unsportsmanlike. We'll see if they can get back on the board. For them to get back in the game, they might need that goal here early in the second period just to get a little confidence.
Absolutely. It's undisciplined, I guess, but it's going to give these Millionaires a chance.
So when Flin Flon leads after one period of play this year, an incredible record of 22-1. When Melville trails after one period of play this year, have yet to win a game. 0-9-1, we'll see. It's 3-0 Flin Flon after the opening 20. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the next couple of periods here on Flow TV, but a good start for the Bombers tonight. They lead at 3-0 here on Flow. Welcome back to the Whitney Forum as we're roughly 4 minutes away from the start of the second period as the Bomber coaching brass is making their way back to the bench. Of course, Mike slipped back in here, and Mike, like a pretty easy assessment after that opening 20 minutes, a pretty dominating period here by Flin Flon.
It sure was, and I thought both teams were very physical, but the Millionaires just couldn't seem to get on track.
I thought they didn't seem to really get their legs. I thought to like the 8 or 9 minute mark, and then started to use that forecheck, which is kind of a forte.
Yeah.
But Flin Flon was able to get the puck down the ice. And one comment that you made earlier on, which might be, I don't know if it's a surprise, but something that's interesting. Flin Flon, the more physical team. I mean, Melville's got a lot of big guys. You would think that they would try to play as physical as they can to try and keep this high offensive Flin Flon team at bay, but it was the Bombers that kind of dictated the physical department as well.
Yeah, you know, the Bombers, although not as big as this team, are pretty physical. I mean, you look at Rhett Ewan, Landon Alexander, Reed Arbery. There's some, and the list goes on. There's some physicality on this Bomber team, and able to handle their own. So, if I was Melville, I'd be starting to use that physicality a little more.
Big power play for the Mills coming up to start the second period.
Yeah, undisciplined penalty, I guess, at the end with another.
Well, like you mentioned, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe you shouldn't shoot the puck in, but I mean,
it's sort of taboo, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, sort of, you know, the unwritten rules is, I guess it's not unwritten, but it's a code, I guess, is what they call it.
Anyway, we'll see what the Mills can do in their second power play of the night. Their first one, they generated a little bit. And the one thing that Melville was trying to do, trying to get in front of that net, try to cause as much of havoc as they could.
Yeah, the Bombers have done a good job of letting Finn Werner see that puck, and he's made some great saves. I mean, he's only had 7 shots. He's made some great saves within those 7 shots, so good for Finn.
So like we said, Melville will begin the second period on the power play. 8th ranked power play in the league at 17.6%. The Bomber penalty kill has been very good all year again. 85.2. The Bombers 7 shorthanded goals, almost had 8 tonight. Leo Seitz gets it alone, but Spencer Dahl able to make a big save on him, and as soon as the penalty expired, they get another chance, and Seitz wouldn't miss the second time. So I'll tell you this, I don't think Spencer Dahl will be able to let another puck tonight if they're going to have any chance to come back and win this game.
No. I was thinking that in that Canada game, there's no way Canada could have let another one in after it went down 2-0, but they were able to come back. It sure was exciting.
So Margolis will get set for the face-off against the Bombers Stitten. And we're underway in the second period. A Melville power play, like we mentioned, to start things off. Flin Flon leads at 3-0. The puck will roll right to the front of the Melville net. Spencer Dahl will hang that. Spencer Dahl, of course, a lot of experience. One time played for the Sioux Lookout Bombers of the SIJHL. And also spent time in Manitoba with both the Blues and Winnipeg Monarchs. Has found a home in Melville here. And a face-off once again deep in the Mill zone after Spencer Dahl was forced to cover up that puck. The Melville captain, Harkness, has got it. Harkness to center. Loses an edge, but still gets rid of it. Here's Bayerwald, a little bit past him. Picked up by Mounier, and he'll rip that down the ice. Spencer Dahl will cradle it there for Harkness. Boy, Alexander on him. He stole the puck from him. That's not easy to do. Melville does get it back. And they'll quickly move it ahead. There's a drop pass for Bayerwald as he cuts in. Seitz got a piece of that, then he took him down hard. Melville wanting a penalty there. They might have had a case. Bayerwald is shaken up here, but he'll stay on the ice. Puck comes back to blue line. There's a chance in front, little bit behind the Melville forward that time, which was Oatman. Puck laying at center ice. Seitz will get rid of it. Edwards will bump on him. And the puck picked up back in Melville territory. They've got 55 seconds to work with and not been able to establish the power play inside the Flin Flon zone. Here's the drop pass. Olsen across the Flin Flon line. Got that one in deep, dropped it back to Oatman at the blue line. He'll dish it off. There's Nadeau. Back to Oatman, looking for a lane. Throws it back out front. Nadeau at the blue line, back out front. Nice goal. power play marker there.
Big goal.
I'll tell you what, you can't set it up any better than that. What a great opportunity there. The Mills come through. That's Wesley Olson at the side of the net. And I'll tell you what, Mike Slip, you can't draw it up any better than that.
No, it was perfect. You're absolutely right. Just standing on the corner, and they got the puck over to him, and he was able to slam it home.
Wesley Olson will score. That's his 7th of the year. Oatman was a big part of that goal, but a big goal for Melville on the power play. We said they needed to get that power play goal early. They've done that. And they're back in the hockey game at 3-1. Beautiful goal that time, courtesy of Olson. And the Mills are on the board at 3-1. Beautiful setup here. Morozov will knock it down. Flin Flon trying to answer. There's a chance. Mounier gets that one into the glove. Spencer Dahl will reach out and grab that at the 18:21 mark. So a big goal for Melville. I don't think it would have mattered who was in net there.
No, there was no hope. You mentioned, that it could have been a penalty. That's what I'm talking about.
He hit him up pretty high there.
Yeah, there's been 3 or 4 of those both ways. I'm not.
You're right. Maybe you're better off to call that than the.
Exactly right. The innocent little shot to the net.
Mind you, Melville not complaining. They got a goal. Here's Holmes. His shot got blocked. Alexander is after it. Got to come back out front. Puck is in the corner. Flin Flon after it. Rhett Ewan hoping it squirts free. It does, but it goes back to the Melville net where it's picked up this time, courtesy of the Millionaires' Morrison. Morrison dropped that one back for Nadeau. Can he get it out? No, he can't, but it's knocked outside the zone instead, courtesy of Winder. Winder wasn't sure where it was in his legs. That's picked up and flipped back in the Flin Flon zone that time by Morrison. We'll get the official on the Melville goal for you. Our next stoppage of play. Here's Rhett Ewan. Shovels it outside the zone. Olson's got the goal. He got a hold of it. Or sorry, that was Morrison that had it there. Bombers dump it back in. Picked up quickly from the Melville net that time. Fed back to center ice. Sights on top of it. Goes it in for Delisle. Delisle pinned up along the boards that time by Schindel. Puck still inside Melville territory. Ward worked that one back to Delisle, who's got one of the 3 Flin Flon goals. He gets it in deep. Martin in there, a goal and an assist in the opening period, played very well. Had a good game in Kindersley. Had that big shorthanded goal last Saturday. That huge insurance goal, which helped Flin Flon pick up that much-needed 4-1 win. There's a beautiful shorthanded goal on the breakaway by Martin in Kindersley Saturday. Icing against Flin Flon. We'll get a face-off back in Melville territory. Let's get to the official on.
I got it here.
The Millionaire goal.
Wesley Olson, of course, scored the goal from Cale Margolis and Louis Nadeau. So at 1:29, it was a quick one. Power play.
Nadeau, a good-looking D-man for them,
Sure
too.
is, yeah.
So that's the official of the Melville goal. They're back in this game 3-1. 16:52 to go in the second period. Face off inside the Melville zone. The left of the goaltender, Spencer Dahl. L'Esperance lining up for the face-off here against Zane Normand, who knows the Whitney form as good as anybody. I think Normand broke his stick right off the face-off. He did, so he'll go get himself a new piece of lumber. Looks like Doug Johnson's going to switch the unit up anyway.
It was interesting. He said that he wanted to finish his the interview you did with Norman here. He wanted to finish his SHL career in L'Orange, and boy, a week or two later, he was traded to.
He was shocked. I was talking to his mom here tonight. He meant what he said.
Yeah, no, I know for sure, but
he was absolutely shocked when Kevin called him and told me he's being moved. But obviously,
I bet it's like Charlie Tritt and these fellas. The great players, but the teams are rebuilding.
Well, and again, and Kevin Kaminsky, he's a player's guy, and he said to me, look, I want my guys to have a chance to experience the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah.
And give it good on Norman that he wanted to finish it out there in a tough situation, but I'm sure he'll be happy if this team can make the playoffs as well. Here's Bruce at the blue line. Ripped out over top of the Melville net. That's picked up and shoveled back down the ice this time. That'll be an icing called against Gibbon Yu from Calgary. Played for the Blind River Beavers of the NOJHL. Never heard of them.
Northern Ontario Hockey League. The no-show, as they say on Shoresy.
Kakosha will take the face-off against L'Esperance. Face-off back inside Melville territory. Shots are 4-1 in favor of the Bombers here in the second period, but Melville's got a goal on their one shot. Back in at a big power play goal. Here's a steal down by Bearwald. Bearwald will get that puck in deep. He had a couple guys in front of the net there, including this Yu. Yu gets dumped on the play. That's picked up here. Look out dangerously. Flin Flon throws the puck in front of their own net, but they'll make good on it. Lesperanza on top of it. What a first year he's had. He'll dump that one in deep. There's Lalamere throwing a body check as well on Margolis. Puck came free. It's picked up and fired off the boards that time by Hicks. Puck stays inside the Melville zone though. Sean can't hold it in. Gets back to hold up Yu. And racing back to get it at center ice that time. Lalamere a little bit knocked ahead of him. Bearwald throws it back in the Flin Flon zone. Puck is stolen this time. Melville try to work it back out front. That's flipped outside the zone. Margolis has it at center. Played that one back to Schmalz. Schmalz almost had it, almost lost it to Holmes. He gets it back. Throws it back at Flin Flon territory. Back of the goal for Sean. Up the boards for Big Rhett Ewan, who's had a good game tonight. Trying to come back to Alexander. A little bit past him. The puck will roll in deep. Icing negated. Good hustle there by Alexander. Puck picked up back of the Melville net that time by Oatman. He worked it ahead. Here's Margolis. Margolis cutting in. Margolis! Couldn't get much on it as Fashon came over and got a piece of him. Mills hold it in though. I think that goal has kind of woken them up here. Margolis into the glove and Finn Werner will grab that and hang on. Not a lot of work for Werner in this game. He only had the 7 shots in the first period. 3 in the second. One's beaten him. But an absolutely beautiful power play goal here by Melville to get them back in this game.
We talk about Melville's size, but there is some speed on this team too. Some really fast. Margolis put on a burst.
Bearwald.
Yeah.
Face off back inside the Flin Flon zone. The Bombers win the draw. This is Martin. Oh, what a pass. Oh, just deflected. Winder did a nice job to get his stick on it at the last second. Otherwise, Leo Seitz is gone. Already 2 breakaways for Seitz in the game. He scored on one of them. That one broke it up. Here's Oatman. He'll try to get to it behind the Flin Flon Bomber D. Able to get away from Yakubchuk. Tried to come back out front. Knocked away by Bruce. Martin has it. Played it back to center ice to Seitz. Seitz across the Melville line. He'll bring it in looking for some support. Along the boards. Intercepted. Look out. Martin takes something up high. He's shaken up. Is there going to be a penalty on this play? I don't think so.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Martin hit up high, though.
Yeah, right.
Took a stick or something in the face, I think. Indicating to the official that was missed. 14-14 to go in the second period. 23-10 the shots in favor of Flin Flon. A 3-1 lead. And that looks like, again, something the officials... When you have 4 guys on the ice, how can you continue to miss stuff like this all the time? That's got to be frustrating. Off the draw. This is Harkness to center. Sends it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Puck will come out. Hicks took a bump. Puck will come in, and Werner going to race out of his net. Back of the goal for Ward. Good forecheck again by the Mills as they've been a lot better effort here in the second period. They've got the only goal. Lead pass to Morozov. He takes off. Gets that one back to Ward. Back up front. What a pass to Arberry! And he gets robbed. An absolutely beautiful save from Spencer Dahl on a super duper setup here. Oh, I'd love to see the replay on that.
That was a beautiful play by the Bombers.
That was beautiful all the way around. The passing play, the shot, the save, everything.
Save was as good
no
as...
No Matt Morrison tonight, so no replays, but that was a heck of a play.
Yeah.
That's what he'd like to look at again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Face off back inside the Melville zone. The right of the netminder, Spencer Dahl, who continues to keep his team in this game. Leaves back out there for Flin Flon to take the face off here. Against Jack Drake, the former Nipawin Hawk, who's had a couple of moments in this game as well. Another guy that knows the Whitney form fairly well with his time with the Hawks, been here many times. Lees gets waved out, so Arbery goes in to take the draw. He had that chance moments ago. Bombers get it back. There's a chance in front. Ooh, off the tip of the stick that time of Morozov. Flin Flon held it in. Good job by Fashon. Norman will get to it. Here's Zane Norman to center. Poke that one ahead. Got it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Puck stolen. Melville looking for a great chance and a big save by Finn Werner. Bombers give the puck away. Morrison, a great chance for the Mills. And that's by far the biggest save of the night for Finn Werner.
Yeah, a couple of giveaways by the Bombers in this second period. That was a bad one. But Finn Werner was there.
But at the same token, you've also got to give Morrison credit for jumping on that puck the way that he did.
Yeah, exactly. And Finn Werner was there to save the day there.
Bearwald to take the face-off against Stitton once again deep inside the Flin Flon zone. The right of the netminder, Finn Werner, who makes his biggest save of the hockey game. Still 3-1 Flin Flon. Here's Alexander, penalty coming up against the Mills. Chance in front, Ewan wide open net, they score! Wyatt Stitton to puck that one home. And Flin Flon restores the 3-goal lead. It's 4-1. Wyatt Stitton, the recipient of an incredible Rhett Ewan pass.
Yeah,
Rhett Ewan has looked really good tonight.
He's had a great game so far. I think he might have got shafted on that goalie interference call. I'd love to see that one again. But, yeah, he's played great tonight.
Wyatt Stitton's got his 14th of the year. Mike Slip could have scored that one.
Oh, I don't know.
It was absolutely gift wrap, courtesy of Rhett Ewan. So no penalty, obviously. The Bombers score on the delayed call. And they've restored the lead here, 4-1 here tonight. Sam Ward back of the Bomber net. Up the boards. That one dumped out by Lalamier. He'll get it back at center. He's got some room. He'll take off at center. Here comes Lalamier racing down the right side. Lalamier will bring it in deep. Lalamier held up along the boards that time by Hicks. Puck to blue line. Knocked down by Ward. He'll flip that one in back of the Melville net. Hicks knocked his guy down. Margolis tried to pick it up. Flin Flon on top of it. Continued to keep the puck inside Melville territory. 12 and a half to go in this second period. Harkness digs it free. And that should be an icing call against the Mills. It is. No, oh yeah, it is.
Took a while.
Yeah, he kind of brought his hand up, brought it down, then he decided, well, maybe in fact it is an icing call after all. But a beautiful goal that time by Wyatt Stitton. And like I said, Rhett Ewan tonight, what a game.
Yep. And Ward playing great.
Yeah, but a collaborative effort again. There's Delisle, who has one of the 4 goals. He'll take the face-off here. Lining up against Bearwald. Flin Flon wins the face-off. That's Yakubchuk at the corner for Seitz through traffic. Into the glove. The save made here by the Melville netminder once again. Spencer Dahl out of town tonight. Some big games. Nipawin Estevan 2-2. They're already into the third period. York did a 1-0 lead on Humboldt after 2. Melfort all over LaRonde, 6-0 tonight. Midway through the second, Kindersley a 1-0 lead on Weyburn. That's a game that the Clippers have to have. And Battleford leading Warman 3-0 in the second. Remember, the Stars are only 3 points behind Flin Flon for first overall.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Bombers have a couple games in hand, but Melville has, or Battleford rather, has been a surprise team in the league, and they have not gone away. A lot of people thought they might falter here in the second half. Nothing could be further from the truth, and of course we'll see them for a weekend set coming up here in March. 11:55 to go in the second period. It remains a 4-1 Flin Flon lead. A beautiful goal by Wyatt Stitton moments ago. Schmalz carries the puck across the Bomber line. He runs out of room. He falls down. Martin played that one ahead. Good to see him back out there after he took that high stick the last time he was out there. Puck held in here by the Mills along the boards. There's a chance! Just fired wide that time. Low stick side on Werner. Mills trying to work it back out front. Knocked away by Delisle. He'll play this ahead to Martin. Martin's got it. Seitz back to Martin. Back across the Melville blue line. Back out front. Here's Seitz looking for a second tonight. He'll get a shot away. And
you must have seen our old friend and ex-Bomber captain Lucas Fry on TV 142 times this week.
Yeah, they've really liked that story, haven't they?
Those guys, they're Seth Jarvis's friends. If you don't know Lucas Fry, ex-Bomber, one of them. They were on Spit and Chicklets today on the podcast, which was pretty funny. But they're getting a lot of press, more than Seth is.
Yeah, no kidding. We'll see what Canada can do in the gold medal game against the Americans, who I think are the favorite going in on Sunday. Don't call me unpatriotic. The Americans have a better team. Top to bottom, you look at those lineups head to head and you tell me who's got the better personnel.
I guess I'm a bigger Canadian than you
I mean,
are.
Canada's got the best 3 forwards.
I think
McDavid and Celebrini. But I'm talking overall for the top 4 lines, Mike. They're impressive.
I think goaltending too is probably.
Mind you, people have been jumping on Bennington, but anytime he needs to make a big save, he's done it.
No, he's played good. It's just you never know when.
We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. 4-1 the game here. There's a shot into the glove. Warner will reach down and grab that. Shots are 27-11 or 27-12 now, with 10:47 to go in the second period. Shots in the second period, by the way, pretty close at 8-5. Melville did get that big power play goal, but the Bombers have responded, like we said. Impressive goal here by Wyatt Stinton, having himself an incredible year. Another guy's had to battle injuries, but he's still up to 14. Another potential guy to hit 20 goals on the year. Stinton out there for the face-off right now. Lining up here against Jack Drake. The Bombers win the draw. They'll throw it in. Intercepted by Harkness. It takes a good body check that time by Alexander. Meanwhile, Stinton is away across the line. Back up front, Alexander. That one got blocked, and Millionaires will dig it free. Drake off the tip of his stick. Puck rolls back on the Melville D-man. Hicks in his own zone. Played off the boards, back down the ice. Icing called against Melville, and again, not a lot of flow in this game.
No, it's choppy, that's for sure. Maverick Delisle, though, again, a nice play.
So the face-off back inside the Mill zone. Shots, like we said, 8-5 Flin Flon. 27-12 in the game. As Joey Lees gets set for the face-off here. Against Drake, the Bombers win the face-off. They throw it out front, but Morrison there to intercept. Off the glass, Morrison had that good chance moments ago last time he was out there. Boy, he scores there, it's 3-2.
Yep, absolutely.
And Flin Flon gets that chance and comes back at 4-1, totally different. Funny how one thing can happen one way and you get a break the other way and capitalize. I guess that's hockey. Here's Reed Arbery. Drops that pass back, comes back out front. Harkness got a piece of it. Puck is bouncing. Flin Flon got it away anyway. And Spencer Dahl comes up with another big save. Flin Flon tries to jump on the loose puck inside the Mill zone. That's grabbed and flipped off the glass that time by Oatman. This will chase Mounier back. Oh, look out. He almost threw it away out front. Good job that time by the Melville forecheck, forcing him, and that was Margolis.
Yeah.
But Werner was quick to jump on it, grabbed his glove, and got it down.
I think we got the media timeout here, Rob. But yeah, it's a funny game, isn't it? It's
yes, the media timeout. Always like when the two goalies touch up.
yeah, it seems to be a thing now, which is nice.
So
the goalie fraternity, Rob, which you and I are kind.
Well, I'm glad that you
honorary
brought
member.
that up because they got the skills competition here on Sunday.
Yeah, I see that.
Rumor has it that you and Travis Rideout donning the pads. My prediction is there won't be a single save in that shootout opportunity.
I guarantee that's a good prediction.
And apparently, if you and Travis do strap the pads on and go head-to-head, Ozempic has agreed to sponsor the event.
Yeah, no, I'm not. My putting the pads on days are over.
I think that'd be fantastic. Like I said, I think that you and Rideout could play, and not a single save would be made either way.
I can't bend over to tie my skates up is the problem.
I couldn't either. I shouldn't talk.
If you can do my skates up and my pads, maybe. But
You have pads to put on. I'm sure one of the Bomber goalies would let you
listen.
set.
I had two goalie sons. I got pads coming out my yin yang.
Still?
Yeah, there's a few downstairs.
Oh. And it seems like with goalies, they need new pads and new equipment every couple of years, don't they?
It's unbelievable. Like, there's a nice set of used pads, barely used. No, I need new ones.
Well, like I said, I'm sure we can accommodate. As we got the big face-off inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of the goaltender, one of the Mills win the draw. This is Nadeau, the big D-man. He's got it. He'll carry it in. Nadeau looking to try to make something happen. Got it to the side of the net, then he tried to jam it in. Flin Flon will pick it up. They'll flip it ahead, got the puck out. Ulmer puts a body check on Edwards as the puck is set back at the Flin Flon zone. Ulmer comes back to get it. Nice job to get rid of it. Lalamier to center. Try to push that one back up the middle for Lesperan's too far. Intercepted, fired off the boards that time by Schmalz. Puck will float back in Flin Flon territory. Bruce picked it up. Edwards on top of him. Bruce back in the Flin Flon net. Just under 9 minutes to go in the second period. A 4-1 Flin Flon lead. Margolis holding his ground. He ain't going anywhere. They'll bounce it ahead to Lesperance to center. Lalamier got that one back in the corner this time for Ulmer. He tried to come back out front. Margolis is there around the boards. Intercepted by Mounier. He'll hold it in. Picked up, though, by the big D-man, Schindel. Schindel throws it back of the Melville net. That's picked up by Cregan. Cregan tries to shake off a Bomber offender. He'll get rid of it. Melville skates with it back to center ice. Schindel took a bit of a high stick there. Delisle can't poke it free. The puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. This is Mounier. Mounier after it. Tried to come back up the middle. Puck will roll deep in Melville territory. Hicks is there. Sights had him in his sights and just missed him. Hicks will get not one but two chances to get it out. He gets it back to center. Took a funny bounce. We got a big collision below us as Martin steps into Hicks, and the fans will cheer that. Martin takes the pass to center. He's got Delisle with him. Delisle goes in deep. You will ride him to the corner. Flin Flon will flip it back out front. That's picked up by Holmes. Chipped back in. Big body check by Schmalz. He steps into his guy. Mills will pick up the puck up the middle. It goes, but Vachon there to intercept that before Bearwald can get on top of it. There's Sights. Throws it back inside Melville territory. There's Alexander. Racing to beat his guy. Back up front, Rhett Ewan a chance. A big save. Off the left shoulder. That time Spencer Dahl again. Boy, Rhett Ewan, though, finding all kinds of opportunities in this game. If he's not passing to make a good play, he's the recipient of a good play. And Spencer Dahl, a nice save here on number 26, boy, Rhett Ewan. One of the best bombers on the ice in this game. Stittle poking ahead. Alexander, one guy to beat. Alexander cuts in, ripped that one just wide stick side. Might have taken a piece of the Melville player there as it went off the tip of his stick there. Flin Flon will work it back out front. Here's Vachon walking in. That got blocked. Holmes overskates it. And now here's a break here for Winder. Winder cutting down the ice. Here's Winder in. Oh, he's going to draw a penalty. Stick save made.
Oh, he's calling a
penalty shot.
Boy, I don't know. Gee whiz, that's...
Winder gets the shot away, but he's going to get the penalty shot. And we got a Melville player hurt in behind the play here. That's Nadeau, the D-man. He's down. Any idea what happened to him, Mike?
No, I just looked back. I saw the trainer running out there. I don't know about this.
Anyway, a penalty shot coming up here for Winder. That could be interesting. You can put this in and make it a 4-2 game.
Yeah.
But I think if you're Doug Johnson, you might be more concerned with Nadeau, one of his top D-men, who's down in behind the play here. Fans obviously don't like the call. Not much of a reaction from Mike Reagan on the bench. Melville scores. Here, that might be a different story. But Nadeau is down here. And anytime you see a guy down like that, you're always concerned like it's the leg or the ankle, right?
It's a leg injury, I think, Rob.
He looks like he can put weight on it, so that's a good thing. I think he'll be okay. I'm not a doctor, but I think when you can put weight on it, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, well, I would think so. I thought you were a doctor.
No.
Oh, it's pretty tender.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper.
It's pretty tender.
Anyway, Nadeau will make his way to the bench. He might have even just blocked the shot. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, we got the penalty shot, the most exciting play of a hockey game, and Mr. Winder is going to get the opportunity here. Another Calgary player. They've got a few of them on this Melville team. So here comes Winder on the penalty shot. He'll come down the left side. Winder stops, walks in. Oh, good save by Finn Werner. So he gets denied a great chance there, and Winder took off like a rocket at center, got in. He looked like he kind of knew what he wanted to do here. A lot of guys will kind of drift across that line slowly, but he was really moving, wasn't he?
Yeah, he sure was, and yeah, I like that. It seems to me that's the best play. Of course, I'm not a goal scorer either, but that was a huge save right there by Finn Werner.
It remains a 4-1 game. Melville gets the penalty shot, but Winder cannot beat Werner, who comes out, gets his left pad down, makes a tremendous save. Harkness has that one go through his legs. He'll flip it back in. Bruce will get to it. Is that one ahead to Lees? Out of his reach. Knocked away that time by Schindel. Here's Bruce. Off a glove. Gets back to Schindel. He made a good move. Played that one ahead looking for Oatman. That got broken up. This will chase Harkness, the big Melville D-man, back in his own zone. Lees along the board. Back up front. What a pass! Oh! How did Arbery not put that one in? What a save again by Spencer Dahl. All he's done is come up with highlight reel save after highlight reel save. How about that stop?
Yeah, that was fantastic. How about that play? Offside, but yeah, it was, again, that was a
Reid
good...
Arbery don't like to call here on that.
Yeah.
Well, he better be careful. He's really yapping off to the linesperson here. You might get a penalty for that. But
Nice.
boy, how about that save, though, by Spencer Dahl, robbing Reid Arbery. Maybe that's why Arbery's a little bit uptight, because he just got robbed again.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike Reagan not happy with it either.
Doug Johnson telling him that he wants to face off inside the Flin Flon zone. I think he's going to get his wish.
Nice to see a young lady on the lines tonight, linesman. I know that there's an SJHL woman referee over in Milan doing the women's tournament over there.
I think she was she was in the gold medal game, was she not?
I think she was.
Fashawn back in the net. He'll try to tap that one away, but you're right. It's nice to see these young ladies getting a chance to obviously ref at a very, very high level. That'd be fun to be involved with the Olympics, I'm sure, in any capacity. Les Bronx back in the net. He'll play that one ahead to Ulmer. Ulmer has it. Feeds that back to Fashawn. He'll skate with it to center. Gives it quickly to Ulmer. Ulmer will bring that one in deep. Schindel there in the corner. Plays it ahead. That's grabbed here by Norman. Norman will take off the center. He made a good move. Norman hangs on. Throws it out front. What a chance for Bearwall, but he had a guy on him. Couldn't shoot it. Good work by Zane Norman. Here comes Mounier. Moves it ahead. Intercepted at center ice that time by Hicks. We'll have to wait and see if Nadeau comes back out there, Mike.
Yeah.
Here's Ward.
Still sitting down there, I think, Rob.
Back up the middle for L'Esperance. He'll redirect it in. 4.5 minutes to go in the period.
He's got his skate off, I think.
Does he? Well, we'll see what happens here. A lot of hockey still to go. Hicks back of that, gets rid of it. Puck is then picked up by Margolis, and he'll flip it off the glass, gets it back out. Look out, Ewan got popped from behind there. Flin Flon will dump it back in. Spencer Dahl out of the net. In the corner this time for Harkness, who's been out there a long time. Probably going to want to get off here for a change. There's a chance in front for Flin Flon. Spencer Dahl down, made a big save. Mounier after it off the stick that got redirected. Spencer Dahl again. I don't even think he knows how he stopped that last shot. He's been fun to watch here tonight.
Rhett Ewan with two great chances, and your best player on the ice right now. You're right, Rob.
Mounier's had a bee in his bonnet all night long.
Yeah.
He wants to get into it here with Wesley Olson, who's got the Melville goal, and Holmes came over and took a whack at him as well when he got back out there.
Nathan is, as you say, he's got a bee in his bonnet this evening.
There's under 4 minutes to go in the second period. Shots are 32-15 Flin Flon. But I'll tell you what, Matt Spencer Dahl has been very, very good between these Melville pipes. Robbed Reid Arbery not once but twice tonight. And just made a great save moments ago. Mills pull away. They get a chance again. They'll bring that one in. Racing with front of the net that time was Winder, who had that penalty shot, but they never got it to him. Holmes back the other way. He'll flip the puck along the boards as Dalal comes racing in there. Mixing it up here with Schindel. He's poking him in the back. Schindel didn't like it too much. Winder will grab it again. He'll flip that up into the Bomber bench. And they'll blow that down with 3:24 remaining in this second period. And I don't think it doesn't seem like the Bombers have as much energy in the second period as they had in the opening period here tonight.
I find that the Bombers having a hard time getting across the red line into the offensive zone in this period.
See, and this is kind of how we thought Melville would start the game.
The forecheck Melville has it. Doug Johnson all over it.
That would have been big had they would have been able to score on that penalty shot.
Oh, that was a huge save by Finn Werner.
He made a big save as well. Just before that, on that partial breakaway as well. So Finn Werner maybe not tested lots tonight, but again, when he's been called upon to make a big save, he's done that like he usually does. Schindel back of the Melville net, got popped that time. There is Nadeau back on the ice there.
Good.
Puck will come back to center. Grabbed here by Arbery. Back inside the Millville zone. That's knocked down by Schmalz. Schmalz has it. Can't get the puck out. Puck rolled in deep. Morozov for Flin Flon on top of it. Back out front, Armberry there, just missed it. They'll get it back to Bruce. He hangs on, he shoots it on target, and Spencer Dahl will reach out to grab that. Joey Lee's mixing it up in front there. Bush Schmalz, the big Melville D-man. 2:35 remaining in the second period. Once again, a 4-1 Flin Flon lead. 4 different goal scorers. Martin, Delisle, Seitz, and Stinton. Olsen on the power play. The lone goal for the Mills here tonight, who again missed out on that penalty shot moments ago. Could end up being a big factor in the game.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Here comes Delisle. Lining up for the face-off here. Wins the draw, gets it back to Holmes. We try to get that one back in deep. Margolis once again back of the net. Puck flipped ahead to Barrowall. We'll try to tap that one out. Flin Flon gets it right back in. Maverick Delisle going to race after it. Cregan will come in on top of him. He'll flip that around the boards. Martin in there. Puck intercepted. Here comes Olsen. Up the wall this time for you. He tries to get free, but good work again by the Flin Flon Bomber D-man. Bombers have it pinned up along the boards. That's Jack Martin who got the first goal here tonight. They'll pin that up for a stoppage of play with 1:51 remaining in the second period. All Flin Flon so far 4-1, but Melville, the one thing that they've done and what we expected to do, they've slowed down the pace incredibly.
Absolutely. Again, another jam up on the boards. I just noticing it more, but there seems to be so many of them tonight, and that's just guys fighting hard for the puck.
Margolis to take the face-off against Stinton back inside the Flin Flon zone. Mills won the draw, but they couldn't hold the puck, and it gets away from Schmalz. Down to Doe's got to race back there. Alexander comes out front and hit a leg. Mills will turn it up the ice the other way. Led here by Kokosha. He'll dump it in. Winder in there as well. His backhander. Stopped this time by Werner. Mills get the rebound. Looking to get a late goal here to get some momentum here for the third period. They have the puck deep at Flin Flon territory. Winder comes over and takes a bit of a run here at Alexander. Alexander gets right back up and he takes off with the puck. Here's the drop pass, way offside. And the linesman all over that one with 1:13 remaining.
Alexander showing his speed again there. It goes unnoticed because of his physical play, but he's got good hands, like we said earlier, and great speed.
No, he's kind of the complete package, is he not?
Absolutely.
L'Esperance back out there to take the face-off here. Just outside the Melville blue line against Drake. Mills win the draw. Cregan gets that back to Harkness.
That's offside.
Offside again, 1:05 to go. 33-16 the shots. There's a bit of a whack there. L'Esperance going to get smacked there to Oatman. Hasn't been as physical in the second period either, has it?
No, but speaking of a physical player, L'Esperance, for a young guy, he's not afraid to mix it up.
No, he likes to get in there for sure. Very close to making the Swift Current Broncos the Western Hockey League. Wasn't here at all for training camp. And he was there, and one of the last cuts by the Broncos, but I'll tell you what, the Bombers are really happy to have him. As they'll shovel the puck back in the Flin Flon net, just 48 seconds, by the way, remaining. Melville a late chance, but L'Esperance will jump on this one. But it head to Ulmer. Ulmer to center. The back pass here comes Lalamier. He'll pick it up deep in the zone. Back to blue line. Mounier gets on this one, fires it on target. L'Esperance out front, but again, Spencer Dahl. He'll reach up and grab that midair with 32.6 seconds remaining in the second period. Big for Flin Flon to answer the Melville goal.
It certainly was, yeah. And so that and the big save that Finn Werner made on that penalty shot.
The face-off inside the Mill zone. The Bombers win the draw. This is Fashon through traffic. Spencer Dahl got his left pad on that rebound. They'll shovel that back to Holmes at the blue line. Gets it back to Fashon. Here's Holmes. Hangs on, shoots it. Oh, save made again. Lots of traffic in front. Nadeau will pick it up. Can he get it out? No, he can't. Lalamier. Back out front for Shaw. Nice pass out front. L'Esperance just over top of his stick. Bombers wheeling here in the dying seconds. Fashon, that's a rip. Save made. Rebound out front. Picked up by Morrison of the Mills. And he'll just hang on to it and try to kill the few remaining seconds, and he does. Bombers come close again in the dying seconds of this second period.
Yeah, that's the best they were set up. I think all period, Rob, was in the last few seconds. So a better looking Melville Millionaire team in this second period, but a big save by Finn Werner and a big goal. So that's where we see it now with the Bombers up 4-1, 35-16 shots. As usual, the Bombers out shooting their opponent.
Let's take a quick look at that second period scoring summary before we take a break. It was 3-0 Flin Flon after one. We talked about it heading into the second, that Melville can do themselves a big favor. If they could get the power play goal, they do. And I'll tell you what, that was an absolute beauty, the way that they moved that puck around. Yeah. It was basically Nadeau at the blue line that started things off, got over to Margolis, and he's able to find Olsen alone on the side of the Flin Flon net, on the side of the left post there. He redirected that one in for his 7th of the year. Gave Melville some life at 3-1. Flin Flon would come back, though. Another picture-perfect goal the other way. Wyatt Stinton gets his 14th and a beautiful drop pass from Rhett Ewan. Wide open net as they were able to take the Melville goalie all the way out. He was way over on the right side of the post, so he committed over there. Stinton alone out front had the wide open target. He ain't going to miss. Shovels in his 14th of the year. Alexander gets a second assist on that one at 6:49. And of course, we mentioned the big breakaway save as well on the penalty shot by Werner on Winder, who got that. That was a bit of a sketchy call too, but nonetheless, you can only control what you can control. Referee thought it warranted a penalty shot. Finn Werner made the big save, and it stands up at 4-1. After 40 minutes of play, shots were 16-9 in favor of Flin Flon, so they have a two-period total of 35. Melville, a two-period total of 16. Melville 1 for 2 on the power play. Flin Flon still looking for their first chance with the extra attacker in this game. Yeah,
the Bombers, top power play in the league, Rob, I think, or up there anyhow.
Yeah, ranked number 1 tonight, 25.2.
Yeah, and pretty high in the penalty kill, too. I noticed that
number 2, yeah.
The Melville Millionaires were down the list on both accounts, so... But Bombers having a hard time setting up on. They had one power play that they were able to set up on, but really having a hard time getting set up and moving that puck around.
Well, Flin Flon looks like they're in control, but we still have 20 minutes to go, a 4-1 lead. And I'll tell you what, they've definitely been in control when they led after 2 periods of play. The Bombers, a perfect 30-0 when they lead after 40 minutes of play this year. Isn't that a staggering statistic?
Bombers have a couple of staggering statistics. Of course, not losing at home yet, and that's for sure.
Melville is not, we mentioned earlier today, have not been able to win a game when they trailed after 1. They haven't won a game when they trailed after 2 either, obviously, at 0-11-1. But we'll see what happens here tonight. I think if you're Doug Johnson, nonetheless, got to find a way to win this third period.
Yeah, and win the third period and come back. It's far from over, but
especially if you get a goal early, right?
Yeah, that's right. But you know, you got that game tomorrow, and those are always fun. You know, after they get angry at each other, and so we'll have to see what happens. But I know Doug Johnson would love to win this third period.
4-1, Flin Flon leads it after 2. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the third period on Flow momentarily. welcome back to Whitney Forum, the Flin Flon Bomber coaching staff. Making their way back to the bench, and we'll wait for the Melville Millionaires. They'll be returning here soon.
I hear there's an addition to the Flin Flon Bombers coaching staff, ex-bomber Brandon Switzer, famous for the moose leg incident.
Yeah, that's right.
Against Weyburn. He chased the guy down. He was actually my son's roommate here. Good hockey player.
Very good. Did he get a Division I scholarship?
I'm not sure, Rob. He's coached a lot in the Alberta League,
right.
and I think he was out in the BCHL.
I know he's from Brandon originally.
Yeah. So.
Not to change the subject, but a big win for the Nippon Hawks here tonight. They knock off Estevan in overtime, 3-2. Yorkton on their way to a 2-0 win against Humboldt. Boy, Melford all over LaRonde, 6-1 after 2. Weyburn's come back. They lead Kindersley 2-1. That's after 2 periods of play. And Battleford continues to lead Warman 3-0. And again, these are all significant games amongst the standings. We talk about the parity of this league year after year after year there, Mike Slip. I don't recall it being this tight.
No.
And a comment that you and I made earlier tonight, and I'm sure a lot of people probably along the same wavelength. We're going to go down the last day of the regular season to figure out what the heck is going on.
Absolutely. And I mean at the top, you mentioned.
So a 4-1 lead here for Flin Flon as we get set for the third period. And like we mentioned, some significant stats that we talked about. The Bombers, of course, a perfect 20-0 at the Whitney Forum. But maybe even a more impressive 30-0 when they lead after 40 minutes of play.
Incredible. Just a great team.
Playoffs are going to be very, very interesting this year. Melford Mustangs, if they can hang on, then I could move up to 6th spot.
Yeah, it's any team's game down there at the bottom, and really at the top, as I was saying, Battleford's so close.
And they're winning big time again tonight here as well. Anyway, we're underway in the third period. It's a 4-1 Flin Flon lead. The Mills, though, get the puck a chance. That hit a stick and went wide. Again, if you're Doug Johnson, you want this third period, if nothing else. I'm sure the goal coming into Flin Flon was to win one of the 2 games, and they'll, of course, still have that opportunity. They can't pull it out tonight. We'll have a great chance again here tomorrow, but a team that Flin Flon very well could see in the first round of the playoffs. They want to make this a big weekend for Doug Johnson's team here against these Bombers.
Yep.
Here's Nadeau. At his own blue line, he'll flip that one ahead. Ward got a piece of it. He tried to get going. That hit a stick. Ward will get it back as he'll rip it back in Melville territory. There's Schmalz. Up the middle, he had Oatman open, but he just threw it a little bit ahead of him. He got him behind the D there. Ward played that back to Arbery. His backhand pass. That gets intercepted here by the Millionaire D-man Hicks. Off Arbery's stick. Rolls back in Flin Flon territory. Ward there to get it. He's bumped off the play. Up the boards. Harkness knocked it down. Shot blocked out front. Oh, sliding across. Good defensive play by Ward that time. As the Millionaires had some players in position, including Winder, who, of course, had that penalty shot back in the second period. Winder's got it again. Big Melville team here. Very big. One of the bigger teams I've seen in the league as that slides in front of the Flin Flon net. And grabbed and held on to here by the Bomber netminder, Finn Werner.
Yeah, Finn's played good. I'm just trying to see who number 61 is.
That's Winder.
Yeah. 6'2". Gee, he looks bigger than that. Look at the size.
Skates, he probably is.
Look at the size of him down there.
Yeah, he's bigger than 6'2".
And Harkness, too.
Margolis is no small guy either as he gets set for the face-off here. Against Maverick Delisle, deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Off the draw. Here comes Jack Martin. He started it all tonight. Gets it back to Seitz. Nice drop pass. Oh, offside. Too bad. Ooh. Great chance there for Flin Flon with all kinds. And Delisle's got a bit of a grin on his face. He realizes, oh, that was close.
Maverick Delisle, his eyes were wide open because he had an open lane to the Millionaire goaltender.
And all 3 of these players have scored in this game. Seitz, Delisle, and Martin. Delisle to take the face-off against Margolis outside the Melville blue line, just underway in the third period. The shots are 35-16 Flin Flon. That's Braden Bruce.
That was offside too, but they got out.
Yep, Harkness will pick it up back in the Melville net. He'll get the free pass, and he'll drop that one. Back over to Hicks, who gets it down the ice. He'll go out for a change, and there's Yakupchuk to retrieve the puck. Back to Seitz. Had to come back to Martin, hit a stick. Cregan there. Back of the net, that's picked up and fired around the boards, courtesy of Schindel. Here's Norman, made a good move, got the puck in deep in the Flin Flon zone. Zane Norman, I said, Mom and Dad here tonight. I'm sure would love to get a goal against the Bombers for old time's sakes. Here's Yakupchuk, he'll poke it ahead. And he'll race down the ice, they'll negate the icing call. Doug Johnson didn't like the call, but give Yakupchuk credit, he really hustled. Grabbed by Morrison in front of the Melville net. Can he get it out? No, he can't. Here's Lalemire. He had Ulmer creeping in there, didn't see him. He'll come back to left point to Fashon. Lots of traffic, a shot, and seeing it all the way. Matt Spencer-Dahl, he'll reach out and grab that one.
Speaking of a good season, Xavier Vauchon, especially, you know, since Christmas, I guess, and he was good before, but he's really poured it on after Christmas. I really noticed him. Great speed.
He's their best puck-moving D-man.
Yeah, and good defense and a good shot.
He does it all, doesn't he?
Yep.
And a heck of a nice kid.
I haven't had the chance to meet him.
And a Montreal Canadiens fan, so you know he knows his hockey. That's Lalemire, tried to get that out front to L'Esperance. Sorry, Mike, there isn't many Calgary Flame fans out there as there used to be. The days of Laddie McDonald, Kent Nielsen are all gone. The glory days are over for the Flames.
Well, for a little while, they're building for the future.
When? They ask that question every year. When? Actually, I don't buy the Flames. I'd like to see them bounce back.
New arena coming. They've got to get a high draft pick.
Well, they should. Here's Fashon, shot that, got blocked by Olsen.
I said to somebody today that on paper, for a number of years, the Calgary Flames were Stanley Cup champions, and then they touched the ice, and they weren't.
Well, they've been able to win one cup. That's better than a few other teams could say.
And as a Calgary Flame fan, we live with that.
The ultimate upset when they beat Montreal in '89. I still can't believe that Montreal lost that series. Anyway, Holmes will hold the puck in at the blue line. That's picked up by Ulmer. He tries to throw it out front to Lalemire. He's got it. Lalemire in the corner. Pinned up that time by Drake. And the puck dug free here by Nadeau. Boy, I really like this Nadeau. He's a nice-looking D-man from Melville. He'll get that puck back across the Bomber blue line. Lalemire overskates it. Puck picked up by Olsen, the Melville goal scorer. He'll flip it in. Vachon there to retrieve the puck back of his own net. Winder comes in on him. Bombers try to get the puck up the ice. There's Bearwall, the body check. Harkness back. Chips that over to Hicks. Hicks in his blue line. Fanned on it, but still got it across the Bomber blue line anyway. There's Nash Holmes. Gives the puck away, but gets it back. Made a good play. Bearwald will keep it in. Puck will roll it from the Flin Flon net. Lalemire races back to try and get that one away from Oatman. Oatman's got to be 6'5" too, I would think.
Yeah.
Got the puck back of the Bomber net. Tried to come out front. Werner got the paddle down to make the save. Stinton's got it. He'll flip it ahead. Harkness lost the handle. Lalemire has been up there a long time. He'll go off for a change now as Hicks will break this play up and gets it back to Harkness at center. Here's Oatman. Avoids a check, but Flin Flon gets the puck. Here comes Landon Alexander flying down the right side. Alexander will bring it in deep. Trying to throw that back out front. Here's Ward. There's a pass. Stinton gets a chance, fires it on target, and the save made again by Spencer-Dahl, who has done a really good job tracking pucks in this game.
Absolutely, and look who is standing right there in front of Brett Ewan, the big man. So Mounier still having words with almost every Melville millionaire he can chat with.
15:34 to go in the game. The face-off in the right, in the Melville zone to the right of the netminder Spencer-Dahl, who's, I'd have to say, Melville's best player in this game. Boy, he's made some really good saves. There's a turnover by Ewan. He tried to get going, knocked off his stick. Yakupchuk in there. There's Ewan trying to jam that in. Stinton is there as well. Puck is still loose. Finally, Spencer-Dahl will pick it up. And he'll jump on it and hang on. Boy, Rhett Ewan, what a game for him here tonight. I can tell you that he's getting all pumped up and raring for the postseason.
Yeah, he's playing his best game, and he's played well. He's playing his best game. He gets in a little trouble because of his size. You know, he's a hard hitter, and
I mentioned Brandon Switzer tonight. He did play in the NCAA with the University of Anchorage, Alaska. I knew he had a
yes,
Division I
that's right.
scholarship.
He did, yeah.
He's a tremendous hockey player. Then he played in the THHL with the Killarney Shamrocks. I guess that's a league down in southern Manitoba, I'm assuming.
The Tiger Hills Hockey League.
Bruce races back in his own zone. We mentioned, of course, he's from southern Manitoba. And like Mike mentioned, of course, been added to the coaching staff. But I had a pretty good feeling he got a Division I scholarship, and he did. University of Anchorage, Alaska. Anyway, it's great to have Brandon Switzer back in northern Manitoba. Schmalz forced back in his own zone, blows a tire, but Flin Flon was changing. Schmalz will pick it up. Look out, Lees took it from him. Lees with the steal, but knocked away. Morozov, he'll get it back. Flin Flon goes back to work in the offensive zone. Lees spins away, trying to throw that out front. Gets a couple chances. Oh, a good save again. Rebound! They can't jam it home. Ward had an opportunity. Back to blue line. Mounier, a one-timer, and the save made. Spencer Dahl finding all kinds of ways to keep the puck out. The story of this third period.
Sure
8 shots already for Flin Flon. We haven't even played 6 minutes here in the third period.
And great shots and great plays by the Flin Flon Bombers, but Spencer Dahl just really standing on his head. We've seen this a lot this year, you know, the 43 to 16 shots isn't uncommon, and we've seen some great goaltending exhibitions at both ends of
Well, we're getting
games.
another one tonight off the face-off. Morozov dropped it back. Here's Holmes, a chance, and look out, the sticks come up high. I think Flin Flon's going to take another penalty here. It's going to be a roughing call, and I think Flin Flon is going to go to the box. It's going to be Reed Arbery. He'll argue it, but he'll go out for the penalty, and Melville 1 for 2 on the power play. Mike will get a chance to, once again, try to make it a 2-goal hockey game.
Yeah, absolutely, and again, offensive zone penalty, the worst kind, but...
They take a lot of those.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I can't
I
comment.
just saw sticks come up high
Yeah,
from the Melville
yeah.
netminder, and they're saying roughing. Mike Reagan doesn't like the call. He's got his hands up, a.k.a. Don Cherry. Back in the late 70s when Guy Lafleur, of course, ruined the Boston Bruins' life with that slap shot outside the blue line on Gilles Gilbert. Mike throwing the hands up like Don Cherry did back in that time. Didn't work for Don. We'll see if it works for Mike here tonight. Here's Schmalz trying to come back out front. Puck bounces. Alexander after it, and he'll poke it back down the ice. Spencer Dahl will make the save. Melville power play, like we mentioned, their third of the game. They're 1 for 2 tonight. Here comes the captain, Harkness. Back to Oatman. Margolis along the right side. He'll get it in deep. Stripped away, though. Sent back down the ice by Fashon. And again, the save made by Spencer Dahl. Harkness will pick it up back of his own net. 1:27 to go. Lots of power play time here for Melville. No need to rush. Harkness to center. Skates it inside the Flin Flon zone. Gets it in deep. Oatman is there as well. But it's Yakubchuk who gets the puck. Back to Fashon. Off the boards, down the ice. Spencer Dahl out. Will leave it there for Margolis. Margolis in his own zone. Poked it back to center. Picked off here by Bruce. Bruce will throw it in. There's Joey Lees behind the D. He's had himself a nice year on the penalty kill. Leads the team in power play goals with 12. He's also got a couple of shorthanded goals. Mills will dump it back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Bearwald. Along the wall. Blue line for Nadeau. He leaves it there. Schmalz has it. Along the boards for Oatman off the tip of his stick and picked up back of the goal by Kokosha. Again, Flin Flon gets the puck. 35 seconds remaining in the Melville power play. They'll have to start it off at square one. Nadeau forced back of his own net. Here comes Nadeau. Quickly to Yu. Yu took a good body check that time by Fashon. Nadeau holds it in though. Here's a chance back out front. The puck is in front of the Flin Flon net. The Mills can't jam it in. That's picked up by Fashon. He'll slap it down the ice. Just 10 seconds to go in the power play. And Nadeau will retrieve the puck back of the Melville net.
Excellent penalty kill.
So far, so good. Nadeau gets that up the left side. That's poked back in Flin Flon territory that time. By Schmalz. Puck goes back of the Bomber net. Holmes has got his guy pinned up. That'll do it for the penalty. Melville 1 for 3. Back to 5 aside here. Bombers bring the puck free. Lalamere has it on center. Lalamere's had a nice game tonight as well. Up to Arbery, who's out of the penalty box. Arbery will bring it in. Got a lot of tremendous chances. Picked up his 20th of the year. in that victory against Kindersley last Saturday. What a year for Reed Arbery, of course, part of that Viking Cup SJHL victorious team as well. Arbery bumped off the play by Morrison. Here's L'Esperance. He'll get a hold of it. He'll flip it in deep. 11 and a half to go in the third period. And like Mike Slip indicated, a very good penalty kill here by Flin Flon tonight. Here's Morrison. Down the ice, across the boundary line. Wires that one wide. He had a lot on that one, but he missed the net. Yakupchuk around the boards to Lalamere. Bumped off the play. There's Yakupchuk. Back of the goal for Ward. His pass picked off by Schindel. He'll hammer it back in. Puck goes right back to Ward, back of his own net. Melville still looking for their first shot of the period. 10-0 Flin Flon in the third. Melville yet to register a shot, and that includes our last power play. Harkness knocked this one down. He'll get it across the bomber line. Harkness lost a handle, picked up by L'Esperance, and he'll shovel it back in. There goes Hicks after it. You had a big hit on him. Took him down. Flin Flon will hold it in. Wyatt Stitton can't get anything on it. Puck will come back to the Bombers' side of center. Bruce will dump it in. Norman got a piece of it. And Hicks, the Melville D-man, will pick it up. Had to be careful. Had a guy on him. Up the boards. Yakupchuk knocked it away. Fired on target. Blocker to the corner that time by Spencer Dahl. Puck lifted back to center. Braden Bruce for Flin Flon hammered it in. Midway point of the period. 10-13 to go. Still a 4-1 Flin Flon lead. Melville trying to get something going here in this final frame. Stitton has the fourth Flin Flon goal tonight, pinned up along the boards this time by Harkness. I'm assuming we'll see a lot of Harkness in the final 10 minutes here, as he's got his guy draped along the boards, looking wide. Stitton still digging away, or sorry, that's Jack Martin. They're digging away for that puck. Martin takes his guy down. I think Jack Martin might be one of the more underrated players in the league.
Yeah.
Here's Yakupchuk. Through traffic, fired it on target to St. Maid.
He's had a great game, Jack Martin.
Had a great year. Scored, like I said, that big short-handed goal against Kindersley last Saturday. And he opened up the scoring here tonight. 14 on the year for him. What a pickup out of Ontario. Media timeout. We'll see what's happening out of town tonight. We mentioned earlier that Nipwood, of course, picked up the big overtime victory, knocking off a good Estevan team 3-2. Boy, Estevan's so different with you and Rennie in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yorkton has beaten Humboldt 3-0. That's a final. Melford's on their way. A 6-1 lead on LaRange in the third. Weyburn leads Kindersley 2-1 in the third. And no sign of life for Warman tonight, down 4-0 against the Stars. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the third period.
It's going to be interesting what Warman does next year. You know,
coaching-wise.
Yeah.
I found out something really interesting today. Apparently, Dave Manson was the guy that was supposed to go in there this year as an assistant coach and kind of take over the team, but he wound up in the American Hockey League.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Speaking of tough guys.
And good guys. I met Dave a couple of times. Dave's son actually played a couple games for the Bombers back in the day.
Yeah.
But I lived in PA and I worked at the radio station there, and I met Dave Manson a couple times. Tremendous guy.
You know, those tough guys tend to be nice guys.
He's just a guy that I think really likes people.
I was listening to Reed Simpson on a podcast the other day, and he was talking about Dave Brown. Dave Brown, one of the toughest. And everybody on this podcast who knew him said he's one of the nicest guys. Works with Reed Simpson for the Montreal Canadiens.
For scouting?
Yep.
Anyway, Dave Manson as well, a heck of a guy. And that would have been a great pickup for Warman, but Dave Black in the professional ranks. Here's a chance for Margolis. Cutting in a shot. Good save, Werner. Melville's first chance of the period, a good one. But Finn Werner takes one away from Margolis, one of the top Melville snipers. And again, give Finn Werner credit. He's had to go literally 30 minutes because you go the whole intermission and 10 minutes here in the third period without a shot. And he comes up with a great save like that. That's a long time facing no rubber.
I'm surprised that Reed Arbery's not going to get a penalty here.
Yeah, he skated into the goaltender there. He is getting a penalty.
Yeah, he's
high sticking call against the Bombers.
This was not a great penalty by Reed. He took he slashed at him at the goaltender. This is a penalty, no matter what our Bomber fans think. I don't know.
Well, you got a good bird's eye view of that one. I didn't see it. But
I don't know if I'd call it a high stick. I'd call it a slash, but needless.
penalty's a penalty, I guess.
think it was a penalty, yep.
So Melville on the power play for the fourth time. They still got life here, Mike. 9:06, a lot of time on the clock here.
Yeah, absolutely. This game, again, is far from over.
So another chance for the Mills, their fourth power play of the game. Reed Arbery taking a high sticking penalty. And we'll see if the Mills can make them pay. They've only had the one shot in the period, a very good scoring opportunity moments ago by Margolis, who's out there to take the face-off here against the Bombers' Wyatt Stitton. Face-off inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of Finn Werner. Margolis off the draw. Rips out around the boards. Big hit there as Drake takes his guy down. Bruce will pick it up. Bodies literally falling all over the place on both teams here. As that one's set down, Bruce getting into it behind the play here. And looks like Yakubchuk, he wants to go at it here. He and Edwards are going to drop the mitts. Look out, Yakubchuk unleashed a couple big right hands. Edwards comes back as well. Pretty good scrap here. Here's Yakubchuk, didn't like something to happen behind the play. They tie up. And they're trying to get free. I think they're both tired now, but Pierce Yakubchuk not happy about something, but Edwards was more than a willing participant. And the fans, as you can tell, enjoyed that.
Yeah, Pierce Yakubchuk, you don't see him in too many.
He skated right up the ice after him.
Something happened back there. You could hear, I didn't see what it was, but you could hear something, and right after that, Pierce hunted him down.
8:43 to go, third period, a little bit more, energy for the rematch here tomorrow night as some of the Melville players have made their way down the dressing room to have a chat with Edwards, who of course was involved in that big scrap. 46-17 the shots, by the way, in Flin Flon's favor. 12-1 here in the third period. Melville still in the power play for another minute 37. That just nicely got underway, and again, something happening behind the play. You got Nathan Mounier.
I think he's trying to explain what the initial cause of that fight was to the ref. Not interested.
No, he's not. 8:43 to go. A face-off, though, inside the Mill zone here. As Wyatt Stitton will get set for the draw here against Margolis. Off the draw, that's picked up here by Harkness. Oh, big hit by Alexander. Back of that, boy, that one looked hard. Holmes will hold it in. Harkness once again. Stick throws a body check on him and takes him to the ice, and the fans will share that. Flin Flon turning up the heat here in the third period. It might be a Melville power play, but they're having a hard time getting outside their own zone.
Things are getting a little testy. Boom.
Harkness will get ahead to Oatman. Alexander took a run at Harkness again. There's a chance as the Mills will get that one in deep. Chance by Winder, and that's turned away here by Finn Werner. Winder in the corner. Back to Oatman. He comes back to Harkness in the blue line. His shot deflected. Oh, good glove save that time by Werner as he was able to get the redirection off his glove over top of that. Great save there. Finn Werner's looked good. Wyatt Stitton will come back the other way. He'll flip it down the ice. Easy save made here by Spencer Dahl, and 37 seconds remain in the Melville power play. Here comes Nadeau. Right side pass, Margolis tried to come out front. Lees has it. And he'll get enough of it to get it outside the zone, and he'll force Nadeau back on the Millville side of center. Here's Nadeau. Back to center ice. Gets it back. Kokosch, his own guy blocked it. Now Lees will come back the other way shorthanded. Joey Lees. Again, great to see him out there tonight. I'm sure his family thrilled to have him back out there after everything he underwent last weekend and so far this year. A great year for Joe, though, nonetheless. One of two Bombers in top 20 in scoring, as that one will come in front of the Bomber net.
I see Pierce Yakubchuk standing with some of his teammates at the end laughing, but also checking his knuckles. He got a couple of shots in early, I thought.
He did. He landed a couple good shots, but Edwards came back. And
yeah, it was a good scrap.
Joey Lee is, of course, sitting 11th in the league with 46 points, 22 goals. Reed Arbery also the top 20. Maverick Delisle has dropped out due to the recent injury.
Yeah, I'm sorry I said that we only had one in the top 20, but two.
Arbery just behind him with 43 points, actually. It's pretty close.
And still the number one team in the league are tied for number one with goals.
Well, again, how many? I think we had, like we said, 12 guys in double figures, and
It's
a lot
incredible.
of double-figure goals tonight again. Our play is over for Melville. They're 1 for 4. The puck is sent back inside the Mill zone. Jack Martin, one of those guys at double figures in goals, falls down, can't get the puck ahead. They had Ewan behind the D, but it hit a skate. Ewan will still come back and pick it up. He's got some wheels. What's laying behind the net there? What is that?
Helmet.
Well, it must be one of the Melville helmets.
Yeah,
the
the fellow had to skate off.
Puck underneath Drake here. He's not sure where it is. Puck comes back to Mounier, and he drops that one back to Bruce. Martin will play it ahead here to Delisle. Gets rid of it to Seitz. Seitz back out front. Delisle through his legs. Delisle does have a goal in his return to the lineup tonight. 6:15 remaining. Here comes Drake. Back to Schindel. Broke it up. Flin Flon can't clear the puck out. Picked up by Leo Seitz. Lifts it ahead here for Maverick Delisle. He'll get rid of it. Throws it back to center. And that's picked up here by the Mills and fed back to Nadeau at center. He gets a hold of it off the glass, back inside the Flin Flon zone. That helmet still laying back to the... Could be a bit of an obstacle.
It
inside
is.
that Bomber net. It is. It's right out front here. Puck is loose. Mills try to get a hold of it. They'll get it back to Nadeau at the blue line. Through traffic again, looking for Olsen. Again, he's got the lone Melville goal here tonight. 5.5 remaining. Melville keeping the puck in there. Pressure here in the third period. This is Olsen. Puck rolled away from him in the corner. Holmes in there, can't get it. It comes back out front.
Penalty.
Finally, the Bombers get it out. We're going to get our first Bomber power play of the game. Lalamiere with a guy draped all over him, gets it in deep. Yeah, we got a Flin Flon power play coming up with 5:13 to go in this hockey game. Did you see what the call was behind the play?
Didn't. I just see. Yeah, no. I saw two referees with their hands up, so I was wondering if there was two penalties.
Olsen's going to go here. He was involved. He said that somebody held him first. They very well could have, but that was catch the guy that retaliates, right?
Boarding, I think, or roughing.
So for the first time tonight, we'll get a look at the league's best power play. Like I mentioned, Flin Flon's power play ranked number 1 at 25.2%. The Melville penalty kill ranked number 11. They're going to have to get that changed in a real hurry with the playoffs coming up.
Yeah.
At 76.5%, we'll see what the Bombers can do. Martin, Lees, Delisle, Seitz, and Fashon are the 5 Flin Flon Bomber power play unit. That's sent down the ice. And Finn Werner will knock it down and leave it back of the goal. There's Fashon. Fed that one back to Delisle. First pass got blocked. He gets it back a second time. That's offside. Lees will touch it, and they'll blow that down with just under 5 minutes to go in the game. And 1:40 to go in the power play. Lees, like we said, what a year he's had with the extra attacker. 12 power play goals to lead the way. Reed Arbery's got 6 power play goals on the year, as does Connor Miller, not in uniform tonight. Mike did not mention that Miller would be back in uniform tomorrow or not. Another guy that they're missing, obviously one of the real nice dynamic offensive players in this league. Morrison can't hold it in. Martin is after it at center ice, knocked away by Harkness. Puck comes back inside the Melville zone. That's Cregan firing it down in Flin Flon territory. Werner kind of lost it in his skates. Fashon back to get it. Here's the quick pass. Joey Lees has it, dropped it back to Arbery, back out front. Puck bounces, Lees on it, and turned away. Good stick save made again by the Melville netminder, Spencer Dahl. What a game he's had. Puck bounces. Mills finally get it. Back down the ice it goes. Fashon better be careful. He had a guy coming in on him. That was Normand. Good hustle by Normand to get down the ice. Throws a body check on him in the corner. Puck scooped up here by Arbery. Reed Arbery's backhander finds Morozov back inside the Melville zone. Here's Morozov at the blue line in the corner, tight for Stitten, back up front. What a pass, Morozov! And there to shut the door again. Spencer Dahl, but some beautiful passing there.
Yeah, Morozov would have liked to. He did a great job. He found open ice, but maybe get that shot off a little quicker. Easy for me to say up here.
Looked at nice setup anyway.
It sure was.
32 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. 3:45 to go in the third period. A 4-1 Flin Flon lead. Neither team has been able to find the back of the net here so far in the final period. Here's Ward. Top of the circle, Arbery, and he got rid of that one just over top of the left arm that time with Spencer Dahl. Chance in front, Morozov. He'll shovel off. Now he gets it back. That got blocked. Wyatt Stitton hit hard along the boards, but as he always does, fights that one off, throws it back out front to Arbery. Blue line, Ward a drive, and he drops Morozov out front. He's down. He blocked that shot, and thank goodness the referee blew it down.
I think
He took that shot right on the noggin there.
I think he did, yeah.
Took his helmet right off. And Ward leaned into it, I'll tell you that. Just 3 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. Boy, Morozov very fortunate there that he did not get hurt. That was a heck of a shot by Ward with a lot of traffic in front of that net.
Yeah, Morozov had a nice shift there. You know, he had that first chance and then a great second chance. He was very good at finding the open ice.
Doug Johnson telling him where the face-off should be. And I think he's going to get his wish. It's going to come outside the Melville blue line with just 3 seconds, like we said, remaining in the Flin Flon power play. Their only power play so far in this game. But they put up 48 shots anyway. Face-off outside the Melville blue line. The Mills win the draw. That'll do it. Olsen will skate to the bench, and we're back to 5 aside. Flin Flon 0 for 1 here tonight. 3:07 remaining. In the third period, Flin Flon in front 4-1, looking to pick up their 35th victory of the year. And they're going to need this one because, like we said, battle for the big lead tonight. And entering play, just 3 points behind Flin Flon for first overall. That's going to be exciting when Battleford comes to town for a pair of games here in March.
It always is. They come in late. And
Another penalty coming up against Melville. They're taking some penalties late.
or this one might be the Bombers.
No, he hauled him down. It's a hooking call. Or maybe not. Drake has looked like he...
That's what I was looking at. But
like, he's coming over to check him here. Just 2 minutes, you're right. It is a Flin Flon penalty against Mounier.
Boy, Mounier and Winder, they haven't stopped.
I thought the penalty was going to go against Melville there as the Bomber player got dropped, but it is a penalty, and Melville will go to the power play here for the 5th time, and this is another big power play with 2:41 to go. A chance to, like we said, try to win this third period, Mike, and grab that momentum for the rematch here tomorrow night.
Yeah, and you always want to do that.
Margolis will take the face-off against Stitton. The puck will roll right to the front of the Flin Flon net. And Finn Warner taking no chances. He'll jump on that and hang on. So 2:39 remaining. Big power play here for the Mills at the end of the game. Margolis wins the draw, gets it back to Harkness. And he'll dish that one off. There's a chance now, Margolis. That one got blocked. Flin Flon will chip it ahead. Looked like Stitton might get a short-handed breakaway, but a good job by Harkness to come over and knock him off the play. Margolis is there to get it. Here he is at the Melville blue line. Margolis to the Bomber blue line. That's knocked away. Harkness picked it up, and he'll regroup behind the Melville net. 2:12 to go in the game, 1.5 minutes in the power play. Here's Harkness, back to Oatman. Knocked away. Picked up this time by Alexander, chipped it ahead. Wyatt Stitton's had a nice game tonight, can't get there. Winder takes it from him, and he'll let his captain grab it at his own blue line. Oatman out of his reach. Intercepted this time by Fashon, sent inside the Melville zone. Spencer Dahl, look out, he caught the puck up! Ooh. And he almost got beat with a short-handed goal by Reed Arbery, but I'll tell you what, Spencer Dahl, he has had Reed Arbery's number in this game.
Yeah, you mentioned Wyatt Stitton. He just flies all the time. He's, you know, he was knocked unconscious last Saturday night, but he's back at it, and just a fire plug out there.
He's had himself a nice year. Again, a lot of these guys have missed multiples of injuries. What type of numbers would be putting up if they played every game? 754, the announced attendance. That's a decent crowd here tonight. Here's Yu for the Mills to center. 1.5 minutes remaining in the game. He can move. He'll get that one in deep. It goes back to the Bomber net. There's Sights on top of it. Yu right on top of him. Olsen back out there. He's got the lone goal tonight. Gets it back to blue line and Nadeau. Nice pass out front. Oh, they just fired that one wide. They scored that beautiful goal in the power play. Had something going that time as well. But only 25 seconds remaining in the penalty. Here's Sam Ward. Little shake and bake action as he gets it in deep. Off the side of the Melville net. Mills have it. One last chance. 17 seconds to go. Puck thrown in deep for Olsen. He throws it out front. Bruce is there. Hit a skate. Ward back in the Flin Flon net. Off the glass, down the ice, and that might do it for the power play. Just 5 seconds to go. And Melville 1 for 5 here tonight. 38 seconds remaining in the game. That puck will hit a stick. It'll ricochet back in the Flin Flon zone. Sean up the boards. Picked up here by big Rhett Ewan. Drake took it from him. Drake, a nice move across the line. Throws it back out front. That one was wide of the Bomber net. It was a quick shot that time, courtesy of Zane Norman. Mills hold it in. Schindel at the blue line. That shot got partially blocked. Wound up at the back of the Bomber net. Just 10 seconds remaining in the period and in the game. Picked up by Holmes. L'Esperance at center. Can he get some wood on it? He does. Plays it back to Holmes. He'll hang on to it. Look out, L'Esperance. And Morrison picks it up, and that's going to do it for the game here tonight. Bombers will tack on 16 more shots here, wind up with 49 here tonight.
Wow. Again.
7 for the Mills, who wind up with 22. All in all for Flin Flon, I guess you got to be pretty happy with that game. You limited the number of good offensive chances by the Millionaires and took advantage of your chances early in this game.
They sure did. I thought a great game all around, great defensive game. The one thing I liked about the Melville Millionaires is they get on the puck right away, and it made it tough for the Bombers to move around and get over that red line a few times. But some great goals for sure.
The Bombers will celebrate at center ice like they do after every single game, and that's 21 straight victories now here at the Whitney Forum. Before Mike Slip gets the 3 stars, we'll run down all the goals here tonight. Again, it was a big opening period, which pretty much led to the victory tonight, at least offensively. Jack Martin, right off the hop tonight, scores a minute 31 in, his 14th of the year. Lees and Ward the assists. It was set up right there. Maverick Delisle, great to have him back in uniform. His 15th of the season stands up at the game winner at 13-19 for Sean, the lone assist. Seitz comes back with a big insurance goal, his 12th. Martin and Bruce the assist at 18:34. Flin Flon seemed to have things well in hand at that point, 3-0 after 1. Melville would get a little bit closer. Their only goal of the game, a power play marker by Olsen, his 7th. That was courtesy of Margolis and Nadeau. That came a minute 23 in. Flin Flon would answer that one. Wyatt Stinton's 14th of the year from Ewan and Alexander at 6:49. And pretty much the end of the offense. Neither team able to muster anything really much after that point. Again, shots in the third period tonight. 16-7 in Flin Flon's favor. The Bombers 49 shots tonight towards the Melville netminder Spencer Dahl, who was brilliant at times. And the Millionaires 7 shots to fire 22 at Finn Werner. Good when called upon tonight between the Bomber pipes.
Absolutely. He had to make some great saves.
So that's the tail of the tape here tonight. I guess before we wrap things up here, Mike Slip, who do you got for 3 stars?
I'm going to go 3rd star Wyatt Stinton. As I say, he was flying out there as always. He's like a water bug, and fights through a lot of checks, and he's fought through a lot of injuries. I thought he played a great game. 2nd star goes to Jack Martin with a goal and an assist. I think he played an all-round great game too. And of course, we talked about him a lot during the game. 1st star is Rhett Ewan, who got a goal, but also
a force all night. Maybe he kind of cooled off a little bit in the third period as the Bombers did, but boy, the first 2 periods tonight, he was fantastic.
He just a physical presence and made himself big in front of the net, and had a lot of scoring chances. Warrior of the game, I'm going to go and I always pick a few, but I'm going to go with Joey Lees just because he was out on the ice, which somebody came into work today and said, is Lees going to be in the lineup? I said, no chance. There's no way he's going to play.
Wrong again, eh, Mike?
Wrong again. And
Me too. I get a lot wrong as well.
He was...
It was a surprise to a lot of people. I'm not going to put you on the fence on that one.
He was hit with a vicious... two-hander right to the mouth and lost a number of teeth. He's got a wire in there. So Joey Lees. But I mean, Finn Werner, also a good warrior. But Matt Spencer-Dahl, I got to give him an honorable mention for the Melville Millionaires.
And absolutely, he played. He really made some nice saves, did he not?
He did.
He was their best player.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, the D-man was good, but I thought that Spencer-Dahl. He kept his team in this game.
He sure did, yeah. Spencer-Dahl, there's so many good goaltenders in this league. I love it. I was telling Charlie Tritt the other day how much I love goaltenders, and I wonder if we see Charlie in tomorrow. Probably. Do you think?
I'm wondering that. I'm also wondering if we get to see the former Flin Flon Bomber netminder as well.
Massimo
Urbani tomorrow. Mind you, with the way that Spencer-Dahl played tonight. But again, a lot of times I find in these weekend sets, they like to go with two different goaltenders.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see who plays. Had a great chat, interview with Charlie Tritt. What a nice young man. Really, they talk about Charlie Tritt's work ethic. I know Mike Reagan talked about it, and so did Braden Klamosko. He was telling me how his day goes. He gets up, he works out, and it's an all-day affair because he's still taking classes. So he's doing school work. He's out helping young hockey players. So great to have Charlie Tritt as a Flin Flon Bomber.
Quickly, before we wrap it up, quickly out of town tonight, some big games. Nipawin, like we said, a 3-2 win over Estevan in overtime. Yorkton has beaten Humboldt 3-0. Melfort, it looks like they're in the playoffs, at least as of now, a 6-1 victory against LaRange. Weyburn, a big win. They knocked off Kindersley 4-1. And, of course, Battleford winning as well 4-0. So all the games are complete here tonight. Boy, it's interesting. With the Melfort victory tonight now, they move up to 50 points. They leapfrog the Kindersley Clippers, who lost. Estevan gets a point, so they're tied. Melville stays at 49, so that's a big win for the Mustangs. Up to 6th spot. One of the teams that we're really keeping an eye on here as we get set for the postseason. But all in all, a big win for Flin Flon. They pick up their 35th victory of the year. A perfect 21-0 at the Whitney Forum. And keep some ground on Battleford, who also won tonight. They continue to lead them by 3 points for top spot the Bombers do have. A couple of games in hand. Quickly, what are you looking forward to most about tomorrow night's rematch?
Well, I really think these Melville Millionaires are better than they showed tonight. And
I thought as the game went on, they played. They did.
They were good, but you and I talked to keep our eye open for Melville, and it just wasn't there tonight. But I expect it to be better tomorrow, and it's a tough go against these Flin Flon Bombers in the Whitney Forum, as we know, and I believe it'll be rougher as always, and an exciting game. So come on out, or listen to Rob on CFAR, or watch us on Flow TV.
Sounds good. The final score here tonight, the Bombers pick up another victory, 4-1 the final. Good night for the Whitney Forum. Hope to see you back here tomorrow.